You guys can make fun of me and make all the videos you want about me. I don't care. Say what you want. Put all the videos out there that you want, because frankly, I don't care what you think. So go ahead, all you trolls. Make videos about this. Go and make all the videos you want. You want to make videos about me? I just don't care anymore. I really don't care. I don't care if people re-upload this video. You can make fun of me all you want. It doesn't bother me.
Let me first play this disclaimer so you guys can see it. This way it's up for the public record. Disclaimer: nothing in this presentation was obtained illegally. Everything you are about to see has been researched using public domains such as Facebook, YouTube, Google, and/or other forms of social media platforms. No family images, home addresses, and/or any direct information shall not be used unless it has already been publicly displayed on either Facebook, YouTube, Google, and/or public social media outlets.
Is this thing working? How's it going, everybody? Oh, Penny Pounder, you're first. You know, for a guy that just hates the degenerates, you're here a lot. Just saying. Hidden, Hidden, welcome. Yeah, Hidden. Next week I'm gonna call it 4-letter Thursday. But instead of making my own logo, I'm just gonna take your logo and kind of like manipulate it. Maybe put like Thursday right over Friday, and I'm just gonna roll with that. So, oh, Hank the Mean Man's in the chat. Oh, I sound horrible, Penny. Do you mean like the audio quality, or like just like me? I sound bad. Let me see. Okay, I just popped into the to the other side. No, I sound okay. Maybe a little nasally, Penny, what do you sound like? Can you even speak? Give us something, buddy. You're a mystery. And everybody, thanks. Welcome back. I was watching Maga Man's disclaimer that I like to use, and I just realized there's a double negative in it. he says something like, "No, something shall not be used." So it's no, not, which means he's going to use it. Yeah, fuck Dan King show. I think that would be frowned upon by YouTube. I don't know. Maybe you're onto something though. Maybe we can monkey with the algorithm. Maybe if you use "fuck" in the title, it gets more views. I don't know. Yeah, happy fucking Thursday to you too, Hank. And so much to talk about. I was just counting. Apparently, Maga Man has made 13 videos just this week alone. He's been very active for a guy that claims not to be on YouTube a lot. A lot of stuff. He was talking about his car. We're gonna go into his car. His car got someone broke the windshield on his car, and the first thing he does is, oh, I know this is related to when somebody called Esteban. It has to be attached to that. And he goes in this whole rabbit hole. And then a couple days later, he's like, actually, it was the roving band of kids riding bicycles that we have in Charlotte. The town that's so safe. It's safer than New York. They have roving bands of rock throwing children on bicycles. So Wally's like, that's who caused my death. The reality is Wally's gonna tell whatever the insurance company has to hear for him to get a new paint job. That's what he's gonna tell him, because he's also trying to get a new paint job. But anyway, we'll get into all that. Hypocrisy. Let me see. I'm looking at Hypocrisy Minute and every video Dan King made about Walter. I don't understand where you're getting at with that. Yes, Wally's very, there's a lot of hypocrisy with Walter. Is that what you're saying? I don't understand. I sound like I'm spitting on my mic. Maybe I'll put the mic. I got like one of the little headset guys. I'll put it away. How about that? So the link is up. Jump on in if you want. Oh, I see my first guest. Let me hold on. I'll cam up here. Let me turn this on. I got my monitor off to my what do you call it? What would Wally say? My 10 o'clock. Okay, we'll do this. Boom, there I am. And hidden MGTOW. Hidden MGTOW, are you there, sir?
I'm here.
Oh, there he is. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming on.
I'm bringing the pimp hand from Will Smith from Cleveland.
We still talking about Will Smith? Poor Will
About this fucking trigger. I look and I see, oh, he's changed his numbers to Roman numerals. I wonder. And then I see, oh, his trigger warning is like mine, word for word. This
It's very
motherfucker.
similar. Yes.
This motherfucker.
You're the 13. You're like, I've been doing this for 13 years. I'm like, okay, let me take part in his knowledge. I did lift your thing. I was gonna read it off out loud, but I let Walter do my reading for me. And the only reason I made it Roman numerals is because I was doing the whole Star Wars thing. See, last week it was episode 4, A New Dope, because it's A New Hope. So now it's episode 5. Or was that? Are we up to? Oh, it's episode 5. Yeah, next week I got to come up with something making fun of Return of the Jedi. So that's the only reason. I swear I did Roman numerals.
You lying sack of shit.
Penny, come on in here. Wally, Penny, go tell your boss Wally that we're here. And
Now-
he's always jumping around. He's like, these men, they're keyboard warriors. Tell him I'm right here. We can talk. He could shout at me, whatever he wants to do.
Can we speculate
About Wally?
about Windows?
About Windows? You mean like the operating system?
Where's his car parked compared to where his window is? Like, did he throw a rock from his window? Because I find he's like, we got bicycle guys rolling around smashing cars now, and it's like, yeah, but the way your car was parked was facing the building, so they didn't bike around to the front to do that.
And the funny thing is, like, when his tires got slashed years ago, there was some black and white grainy footage, and I think his car was parked in the same spot. So go ask the grainy footage camera guy. Maybe that guy moved out years ago. Who knows?
I thought you were gonna say some black guy was walking by, and he's like,
But like the complex doesn't have any cameras. Come on, it's a complex. Like put a camera up. Maybe they don't put cameras up because they know people like Wally will be like, "Can you tell me if there was a man walking down my street?" And people get all nosy and shit.
how much is a pepper gun?
The ones he has, I think, are like $200, maybe.
Well, a fucking dash cam or a webcam is it's like
Right?
$10.
Yeah. It's that we talked about this last
$200.
week. I think it's like, dude, get a camera. But I think his car, he parks it like his balcony doesn't overlook where you can park. He's kind of around the corner.
Is it within lobbying distance?
Yeah. Well, there was a
was in
theory.
my
There was a
apartment.
theory that he drove it off to a secluded area because there's too many eyes there, and then they just, he like beat up his car and then drove back. Oh, look what happened to my car. Oh, it got slippery.
Hey,
Slippery.
hello.
Oh boy,
What's going on, Dan? What's going on, Hidden?
you're in a MGTOW sandwich.
I got a haircut so Pounder wouldn't give me a hard time with my wild Einstein hair. So I just, but it's
That's not a haircut. You need to shave it off like Jada Pinkett or Maga Man.
Yeah,
well,
thanks, Existential Hitman. Yeah, like I get irrationally annoyed at Wally because he spent $100 on a Japanese screen behind him, and he sets it up and makes videos. It's like, dude, you could have got a green screen for like a third the
$100?
cost, and then you could do this shit with animated stuff. But like, he's Wally, he doesn't grow, he doesn't change. But I get like irrationally angry whenever I see it. I'm like, dude, just to change up your thing. Like, we've seen the hat, we've seen the John Field shirt. Like, do something different.
He could have made that thing with like $20 worth of toothpicks and paper. What do you mean $100?
I think Slippery was like we assumed he went to Walmart, so we just looked at Walmart, and like within minutes we found Japanese screen, $100 or whatever.
I've never heard him talk about shopping in any store other than Walmart. It seems like it's like it's his like I don't know. Maybe he's going to take a date to Walmart. But
Do you think it's like a Chris Chan thing where like he sees Walmart and he's like, Wally, Walmart. That's where I
maybe it's subliminal. Who knows?
shop. Wally, shop Walmart.
But the funny thing is when he talks about shopping at Walmart, he doesn't even go to the closest Walmart. He makes like a drive out of it. He goes to like some Walmart that's like 12 miles away when I guess they say there's one like within a mile of where his house is. But I guess maybe he doesn't like the that one probably has riffraff, that Walmart. So he goes
said something crazy like he doesn't pay his bills online because it gives him an excuse to like wander around. Like he gets in his car, he drives places. Like instead of paying his bills, like a normal person.
Well, the funny thing, did you hear his explanation with this whole, or it's always funny. He comes out with this ordeal and this conspiracy theory that it had something to do with the guy calling Esteban and it's his trolls and it was a political hit job and the whole rant and everything about it. And now the adjuster came and guess what the adjuster said? The adjuster said, "Hey, you know what? It's probably not a good idea to have all those provocative stickers on the back and the flags and no kidding, no kidding." So now the guy who says, "You have to put a bullet in my head to shut me up," he's taking off his car tire cover with all the stickers, and he's taking his flags off because that's what the adjuster told him. So I guess you don't need a bullet in the brain to shut him up. You just need the adjuster to say, "Hey,
after all that."
after all that, and it's obvious anyway. I mean, I just steer clear of that stuff because that's just an invite to getting your car keyed or whatever it is. So I don't know, but I guess Wally never learned that obviously what's with the short. Yeah, I know, Pounder. It's a little weird. What am I gonna do? What can I?
Again,
hold on,
Penny, what do you look like, buddy?
Hold on.
I love people
in
just
a hairline now.
rip on people's looks, and it's like, what do you look like?
There you go. I'll do a Wally. I'll go like this, and then I'll go in the back here, and I'll fix it over here like what is that? What he always does? He looks in the camera, and then he does his hair on the side. I don't know what that's all about. But that's
sometimes he forgets what he's doing, and he's like, "God damn it, everyone in the world!" And he starts looking to make sure there's technical. And he just kind of forgets that he's live on the air.
Oh, who has me laughing so hard is Baron Yam is going, as Sifu would say, he's going hard into the paint.
Hard into the paint.
He's got the belt. He's got the belt on around his wrist. He did one of these in his last videos. He's like this. He's like, yeah. Oh, I'm completely. Look, I'm Wally. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got his lead thing on. I mean,
you gotta go to the flea market to get that stuff.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but
yeah. Here we go. This is. Oh. What's up with the outfit, man?
You know what I don't understand.
Oh, I did a little research.
Don't throw rocks.
First, he keeps calling it. He calls it Thor's hammer, but it's not a fucking hammer. It's a goddamn.
It's like an axe, right?
It's battle axe. Yeah, I think I got it. Hold on.
But then the other thing, what is the other thing he had?
Viking battle axe. And he's like, "Oh, it's Mjolnir, or whatever the hell the name of."
Mjolnir.
Yes, thank you. So,
but
yeah,
it seems like
go back to the picture again.
This one.
Which
one did I have?
Is that the one on the top?
Oh, I didn't identify that one. I don't know what the hell it was.
I don't like the way that those triangles are positioned.
But it's got those three triangles. Yeah. See, the axe is the same thing.
But I from what I understand, maybe that has something to do with, Wally's into this whole genealogy and history thing, and he's talks about Germanic tribes that somehow, whatever. I mean, he's related to them, and then he talks about Baden-Württemberg, which is in the south of Germany, in Bavaria, but all that Norse Viking stuff comes from way up north. So it doesn't comport. So somehow his stories, it's Wally, so the stories never seem to, fall into line. But that's the interesting thing about it.
I find it funny that he's wearing both chains now. He should have a cross around his neck too.
That's because they just throw some Jesus stuff in there just for the hell of it.
Because he keeps doing that. He keeps.
Oh no!
It's Donna. Oh,
it's Wally's mom. Oh, sorry, Wally's mom.
Uh-oh.
Well, what did you do wrong with your son that he's all messed up, Donna?
Well, I think it was all her Xanax popping. Isn't that what he claims?
One of the guys at the panel says Wally was never loved. Donna, can you come on and verify if Wally was ever loved in his life, please?
That's not a picture of his real mom, is it?
It might be. I don't know.
Jesus.
No, nobody try to find out what Wally's mom looks like, because I'll probably get in trouble.
If that's his mom, it's either a really old picture or he looks fucking ancient.
I feel like that's a famous person that was arrested for something. Miss Sailgage,
Smashing
can you tell us
windows.
where your picture comes from? I feel like I know that picture. It's gonna come to me.
You know, when I watch Wally's videos, it seems to me that I'm leading a very boring life because I mean nobody broke
We
my
all
window.
are,
Yeah,
obviously.
I mean I don't have any friends that tried to commit suicide in at least I don't maybe never ever. And in Wally, in the span of what a couple of weeks or something,
Like
he's
3.
he has his weapon at the ready at all times because there's always shit going on in his parking lot. His window got broken, and I think at least one, if not two, friends had suicide were self-deleting. So I mean, my God, my week, my 2 or 3 weeks are the same amount of time.
Did he say it was the same guy? Was it the same guy
I
who
mean,
had?
I
Like,
fertilized the
I
lawn.
think it was somebody different.
it was a
from
different
what I,
suicide friend. How many
Yeah.
friends do you
yeah,
have?
which
I
made
mean-
me start going, well, what's wrong with all your friends, man? Are you talking to them not enough or too much?
Yeah, I mean, last weekend I just raked leaves. I feel like so inferior. I don't know. I mean, it's just
Didn't you feel like sucking on the barrel right after doing those leaves?
yeah,
The
yeah.
leaf blower. I'm gonna blow my head off with the leaf blower.
I'm gonna stick my finger in that little whirly thing in the leaf blower and see what happens. I mean,
That
I
huge
did use a
fucking
hedge.
lawn.
I did use a hedge trimmer, and those things are known to like want to kill you. No, you know, you have to be very careful about
Is
how
that the
you.
one that has like 2 little blades that do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
yeah,
actually used one of those. I never
Yeah.
had like bushes that I needed to do.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They're
But,
not that strong, really.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I know a friend
Gets
who
caught
had
on the
one, you know.
branch all the time.
I bought the other day one of those big, like, it's like an 18-foot pole with a thing to trim branches on it.
Oh yeah.
I
You
never
got
used one of those. It was very.
one side
I
is
felt
this-
like a medieval weapon.
One side is a saw, and the other side has a string on it where you can just clip
Yeah,
it, right?
There's
Yeah,
like a little
yeah.
guillotine in it, and then it's got the saw blade, which made me feel like I had some weapon.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I should probably make a video like Wally with his monkey fists. I'm like, okay, you can use this.
That's got to be
defend
some type
yourself.
of weapon that Wally hasn't described yet that can be used against Antifa, the barrels or what? I don't know. Maybe it can. Did you were
He
you,
cut
were
their
you
hand
outside?
off from his
Did you-
apartment.
Dan, did you use it? Were you armed? Did you have a pepper ball thing on you or?
No, I just went outside with just that. I'm lucky I didn't get attacked by the forces of Antifa and BLM.
You
Because
could
as we
put a
all know,
pepper
they're
ball
all
on-
over New York City.
You could put a pepper ball gun at the end of it and pull on the string and fucking.
The string, pow! I gotta
Like,
pull it.
I
You know,
was in
yeah.
my apartment. It's impossible for me to shoot that far.
You,
Oh no!
oh, it's HS.
What up, yo?
Oh, that's
Hey,
his
what's up,
Gina Carrera
HS?
action figure. He's very
Yeah, oh,
excited
that's
about
a
that.
special limited edition. He paid $80 for a Gina
Yeah, I
Carano
wanted to make a
black
video
suit.
with that.
addiction.
He's
I like
like
that.
you could tell like his old bad money habits are coming back because he's like, I've seen this trying to be sold for $1,000, but I got it for only $80, and meanwhile $80 is 4 times the retail cost of it.
You know,
while he doesn't see that.
For the little income he has, he spends his money on the dumbest shit.
Well, he got a windfall, so
Yeah.
you know he's got the
I
$6
thought that was
grand.
supposed to be his like pay his rent and stuff.
Yeah, but the way he talks about the purchase, he talks about it like it was some kind of long-term investment. You know, because
Yeah.
he said, "Well, it was $1,000, and it will probably appreciate again."
His
So-
Viking
Is that
necklace was
Mignola
only,
or however
was
Wally
only 20
pronounced
bucks,
it? Fucking stupid.
He's not improving. He's not getting better. I mean,
You think, what, did you think he was gonna?
this series of Dan shows, the Dogpile, is the lifespan of it is infinite because it will never end because it's
Well-
just
I worry he's gonna catch on and just stop doing stuff on YouTube, and then I'm fucked.
No, he's got nowhere else to go. It's his only outlet, right? He talks to the camera. It's as if it's his only friend, because it is
Yeah.
his only friend.
yeah.
The guy
yeah.
made
No,
what?
he's got Shitty and Esteban.
Well, we don't know about Shitty, mate. Shitty may have offed himself. We're not sure, right?
Was it shitty? That might
I
have,
don't.
you
I don't know. I don't know.
You know, but
But anybody who's friends with Wally should kill themselves. Really. I mean, that's
Wow.
well, think about it. The selection effect of what person would think Wally is like a decent human being, and then you have to question their judgment.
Someone
Like,
who
what
doesn't
world do they
understand
live in?
English very well.
well, you know,
Well,
when
yeah.
Wally talks about like these recent friends of his, and he talks about them. Well, I have my support group, and I have these new
Yeah.
friends. He talks about them like he's known them for 30 years, and they're more or less acquaintances. But he's trying to convince somebody, namely us or the world out there, that they're actually his really good friends when they're just acquaintances.
They're
you know,
showpieces. That he trots them out to prove to people, hey, look, I have friends. I mean, they're not real.
a Katakali Linux admin. Now that's somebody new, I guess.
Yeah, all right, I like that.
Reaching his camera over the hedges, taking pictures of the neighbors and saying those are his friends having a barbecue.
My favorite moment in the 12 hours of content that Wally uploaded, I think like yesterday or the day before, was when he held up the bag of rocks in
Oh my
in the
God.
evidence bags. And you'll
I-
notice that some of so he didn't contaminate. I had to laugh out loud. He's like, I picked them up with salad tongs, so not to contaminate them.
Yeah.
You know, HS, you lived in New York your whole life. I have, Dan
Yeah.
has, and Hidden is up in Canada, which I mean is probably very similar. But you lived in New York long enough, right? How many of us have had car radios stolen? Or for once, did you ever think the cops would come and dust for fingerprints because your window got broken or your car radio got
Or
stolen?
DNA evidence.
Yeah, right.
And
What-
even if they did, what are they going to go to the FBI fingerprint file and for rock throwers? Like, come on.
You're not getting a fucking fingerprint off a rock.
Of course not. But I just like the fact that he put them
While
up
he
in
talked
bags.
While he talked to his police friends, and they will. I can only. I wish I could listen to that phone call, but they're like, yeah, no, you can't. Rocks on a prints on a rock. That's like. You know.
But did you see the baggies? He had
Yeah.
like little. He got out his Sharpie and he wrote down the case number on.
Hey, do you want to see it? I got it somewhere. Hold on.
Oh,
Well, I showed that, of course, to my my significant other, and she said, and I quote, "I almost feel sorry for him because he clearly is like a traumatized 7-year-old." Like
you know. That's my wife said the same thing. She's. I think Dan, you said too that. They said the same thing. They said just leave him alone. He's on the spectrum. He's got something wrong with him. You know.
well, that would be
But-
fine if he wasn't such a malicious asshole.
Yeah, that's what does.
No,
then
but
then
I'm
he's
not
talking about
convinced.
you and your family, and you're like,
Yeah,
fuck
I'm just
you.
convinced he's evil. He's just evil. And
Yeah,
if
I
he had the-
agree.
if he had the means, he would do much worse than what he does now. That's my.
Well, he said he's either going to come and kill us all one day, or he's going to sue us once he gets $100,000 or more. So, like, that's our options.
But you know, it's funny because all those plans, they always lead nowhere for him, and then he's just like he gets in these tirades on his streams and says, "Oh, when I get my large cash award," like he's probably up at 4 a.m. with his insomnia, watching the attorneys all over there saying, "Oh, did you slip and fall?" Or, "Oh, I have sarcoidosis and I got to." Oh,
the commercials.
Oh, I'm gonna get. He's watching those 4
Are you
o'clock in the morning
injured?
ambulance chasers.
He's like,
And
they
thinking
hurt
it's
my
good.
feelings. Here, I got this. I got the rock video. Here we go.
That one was amazing to me. Amazing.
I actually used salad tongs to pick these up and place these in plastic bags. These are 3 stones. There's a saying, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. And
So I'm
I think
pausing
that
right
saying
now.
is
That's
wrong.
not
Is
the
that
saying.
quote- That's
That
not the
quote
saying.
is Sherlock Holmes. He's quoting Sherlock Holmes.
clearly, this is a case of something doesn't belong.
Yeah.
So
it's
I
a rock
found these 3
outside.
stones
Really
around
doesn't
my
belong.
vehicle.
No, they don't have rocks like that around.
And
Wait,
I
wait,
bagged
pause
them,
for a
I
second.
tagged them with the date and time roughly when I found these with the case number on it. Once again, I did not touch these with my bare hands. I used salad tongs to put them inside these bags. I did not touch
I
the
bet you he
inside
touched it with his
of these
bare hand.
bags. I didn't want to contaminate these stones. One's about the size of
Because they're going to do
a bar of
DNA
soap. The other
analysis.
one's about the size of a golf ball, and the other one
About the
is
size of
about
your
the size
brain.
of a quarter, but it's about a half-inch thick.
Little old lady,
So
3
clearly,
doors down, is like, my rock
There's no
garden's been
rock
thefted
or
again.
anything that looks like this around my building. So
Police,
somebody
help.
took the time to
It must
premeditate
be her.
collecting
Vagabond.
these and throwing
Whatever-
This
these
is like
in my
whatever
Memento. Like
improbable-
Wally is
So
his
I
own
bagged them, I
vagabond.
tagged them, and I've saved them. And
Did you hear him
hopefully
say somebody
these
took the
will be
time
used
to premeditate this?
Yeah.
to
But
figure
then
out
a day
who
later,
did this
it's
to my
like kids
car.
on bicycles.
Now, I do have police officer friends, and I have been networking around
Networking.
with friends of mine, and because the surfaces of these particular rocks or stones are porous, it may
Like
be a
your
little
head.
difficult to lift
Jesus
prints off of these,
Christ.
but still there could be some potential that they could find something on there. Clearly, you can see in the photos where these landed, you can actually see scratches on these particular rocks. That clearly
my
somebody
fuck.
premeditated this attack on my vehicle. This wasn't just something random.
These scratches could only
So
be
I'll
caused
pass these on to
from
the detectives
bouncing off a metal
as
car.
per their request. If they ask for these,
They'll put
or
it into
if I
evidence.
present
They're
it
not
to
gonna
them, if
ask
they
for
accept
those.
this as part of this case.
Yeah,
We'll
look,
see how it
it's like,
goes.
in case they
Right
ask
now,
for the evidence,
right now, I'm just, I'm at this point right now, so I'm not sure what to expect from this point. But what I will tell you is that my insurance carrier, I did get the physical police report. via PDF from CMPD. That's
Like,
been
we need to
forwarded
know
to
is
them.
via PDF.
I probably sent about 20 or 30 photos. I actually took some more photos
20 or
today
30 photos.
because I found dents on the top of my vehicle.
Why
So
can't he say
somebody
car?
probably punched
Why
the
is
top
it a
of my
vehicle?
car. God knows what.
Everyone else in the
But
world just
clearly,
like
this
fucking
was
car.
premeditated.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that these stones, these rocks here, will give this detective some insight as to who did
It will
this.
break
to
the
me.
case. Break the case wide open.
They're gonna say probably the guy who brought me a bag of fucking rocks did it.
He's got everything.
Rock number one was clearly a metamorphic rock from the Trilithic period. Like, what does he think's gonna happen?
You know what? I think one of us should send a piece of paper, and one of us should send scissors, and let Wally sort it out.
He's got everything except the Zapruder film.
Well, if you know,
Back
he
and
claimed
left.
that, like, in the beginning of his
God.
video, he's like,
Hey, Savage.
the damage was to one side of the car, and then it went up and over the car, and then dropped down and hit my tire cover, and then went around and made a left, and then hit the passenger side of my vehicle.
Defied gravity and floated upwards, and then came down on his roof.
It's the magic bullet that killed JFK. It's like,
So I have this little interesting tidbit. So
oh, I know who this is. I think
you know,
I do.
So he where is it?
Hey, Cadorlorian.
Codalorian.
So this video I'm about to show you, this is a quick clip. He made this about 20 days ago. Okay, just listen to what he said.
That's 9,000 videos ago.
Sometimes you have to fail to succeed, and then when you succeed, there's nothing wrong with that success. I consider everything I have around me right now, my computer, TV, couch, nice apartment, I consider that to be a success.
Stupid screen.
It's not a lot compared to what most other people have. My car's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? It needs body work bad. But it's mine, nevertheless. I'm happy to even have a car.
Yeah, I love that
Yeah,
one.
No, his car needs bodywork real bad. That was 19 days ago. Then suddenly his car gets damaged. Ooh, smoking gun. Wally, in case you don't understand, I'm saying you damaged your own car. Okay, buddy, that's what I'm getting at.
That's a lie.
Yeah, you can't prove it. Look at the rocks I got in bags. Like, that's why I think he did it, is because he's going out of his way to, like, he's gathering up rocks. Oh, these are rocks. Like, dude, come on.
Meanwhile, he wants us to believe that some kids went out of their way to bike around to the front of the car, hopping curbs and shit.
And I think
when they're supposed to be speeding by throwing rocks.
It's difficult to get into his complex. I don't think you could just bike right into his complex. Maybe you can. I don't know,
But like, if that would have happened and there would have been a swarm of kids on bicycles, there would have been somebody that said, hey, somebody broke this guy's car's window in the parking lot to somebody else at some point. So, I mean, I'm just, it's another one of Wally's
don't
stories.
They have cameras at, it's a huge complex. There's not a camera in sight.
There must be.
I don't believe it. Yeah.
But
I don't know how he missed it when he's always at the window filming for cops.
Yeah. He doesn't have a camera. Instead, he has tripwires. Like,
you know what's the irony? The irony of the whole thing is, like he said so many times, if you come near my car, I'm going to blow you out of the water. And here was his chance. He had apparently he had a whole parking lot filled with kids on bicycles. He has his pepper balls, and he has the hopper that's filled with 100 spicy meatballs. That was he could have. This was a chance where he could have been like freaking Pepperball Rambo.
I bet a kid riding on a bike, when he gets hit, he probably falls off good. Like he dramatically crashes and burns. So it's probably very fun to shoot kids on bicycles. Folks, don't shoot kids on bicycles.
I don't think the castle doctrine extends to the parking lot anyway.
Every time he shoots a kid, castle doctrine, pow, castle
according
doctrine,
to Wally, the castle doctrine extends, in all different
20
directions.
20 feet from his body.
From the middle of his MAGA hat, it extends everywhere.
Well, he said, like, he could run out to his car and shoot people. And he's like, castle doctrine. It's like, that's not a thing.
You have to be in your castle.
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's why it's called that, right? You know what's
not in the moat.
Yeah, not in the moat. Yeah, right. Not out in the feudal fields. But he said today, I that whole story he said today, you can't shut me up unless you break my window and the adjuster comes by and says you got to take all that stuff off your car because that's probably what precipitated it. Even though he swears it wasn't. Yeah.
You know what would be a good idea? Take that down. And he pointed at the tire cover. Okay, I'm Wally.
He probably said something more forceful because Wally doesn't really listen to anybody. He probably said, you know what? with all that provocative stuff on your car, we could refuse to insure you because of vandalism.
Oh, you
because
think they did that?
I think they might have suggested
Victim
it.
blaming.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. But
I mean,
they
they're
could have
Leave all
done.
women.
Like, you know, like, yeah, like that's a good point. Like, can you get insurance on your car and then put like a swastika on your car and then like it gets damaged and you
It gets
call up
vandalized,
Allstate? Like,
and then
they
you're
would be
like-
like, dude, like you're not helping us here.
Well, that one dude shot the lady for trying to take the Nazi flag off his house. She's like, I'm taking it down, and she went up, and he was like, poof, poof, poof.
and you know, like I'm all with, like Dan said it once before. He's like, I'm all about free speech and whatever. If Wally wants to put those stickers on his car, have at it. But you know what? There's crazy people out there that are just going to be malicious about it and key your car and stuff. And I'd just rather not deal with it. But I guess Wally's a
Well,
Wally
if
is
you're
Wally.
gonna put that stuff, you got to kind of be prepared for that stuff. But
Yeah,
Wally
exactly.
doesn't get that.
If you're going to play in that arena,
Yeah,
I mean,
there
there's
you go.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why I
Mr.
wish he'd pick a
Hilligas, maybe
lane.
you could take this off your car for us, and that would really help.
like yeah, I mean
The whole damage thing.
like if you put one on there, we'll get whatever your political thing will get, will come across. People will understand if you put the straight white male thing. Well, they'll get it. They'll understand. They don't need you don't need a whole mosaic of stuff. But did you listen to his video today about the adjuster though? Like, I don't understand. When he said, I've had broken windshields, right? And if it's like you can't drive the car, like Safe Light or Satellite comes by, the guy comes by and he changes the windshield.
Right,
I mean, you
right
don't
then
even
and
need
there.
you don't
Usually
need
have
an
like
adjuster.
a $50 copay or something.
Yeah, right. You don't even need an adjuster. You just go online.
Well, he's trying to get the paint job done, so he's like, "Oh, I got all this other extra damage with rocks."
But those little dings and stuff they do with paintless dent removal, they'll just do a little suction cup or whatever.
They're not going to repaint his whole
They're not going to
car.
repaint
It's
it.
like
Insurance
a
company doesn't want to
12,
repaint the
13-year-old
12-year-old car, but that's why
Yeah.
he had to do this whole assault bullshit on his vehicle, because then maybe it's criminal and then maybe they justify it. But if it's some kid threw a rock at my car, did anyone see it? No. Can you prove it? No. Oh, and fix all these scratches. The insurance company is going to say, fuck off, I'm not paying for that.
Yeah.
Well, what kind
I
of
can see they'll fix the
deductible you think
windshield.
he's got?
Well, it's probably $50 for the glass and probably $1,000 for like collision and stuff, I would think. I don't know.
Do you
Even
think
if
he'd spend that much of his big $6,000 windfall to fix again, the guy's priority is like, let me fix the scratches on my 12-year-old car. Like, dude, just put a little paint so it doesn't rust and like call it a day. But that's Wally. He's got to make sure his ride
You
is
can even
beautiful.
go to a junkyard and get a windshield.
Yeah, right. If you were really hard pressed.
But they don't. Doing a windshield on your insurance is insane.
I have Geico and they have a full glass thing, and you don't even have to I've had a couple broken windshields over the years, and you don't even have to really you don't even have to interact with them. You just go online and they have like a portal, and you make a reservation at the local Safe Light or whatever it is, and you just type it all in and you show up there. And it's done, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, I had to get like a little star fixed on my windshield.
Yeah,
mostly. The
yeah.
same day they just like did it right then.
Yeah.
And they even said, they go, if it's in your field of view, we'll do the whole windshield. But I'm like, it's off to the side, so like, don't even bother, because I just.
I had them do one of those too. One of those little star things, and I couldn't even tell it was there. It really was.
Yeah. Sometimes with the
did a nice
sunlight
job.
hits it, I
Chips.
can see it.
Yeah.
What's this here?
But yeah, a windshield's only like $150.
I looked it up. His is about
Brand new.
$400. I googled
Oh, is it that much? Yeah, really? Yeah.
Well, I mean, who knows what I found?
Yeah.
Because we have a
But
similar car, so I was kind of curious. Oh, the like Hebrew. You put a video in. What am I playing?
It's just a really quick audio clip of Wally describing himself.
All right, here we go.
Is this
God
for
has
dating?
pointed me in this direction. In other words, I'm a social justice warrior, and even though I assaulted someone, I'm still a hero.
He said that. I don't know who he was
That's
talking about.
Right.
But I was
It's
just
out of
like,
context. It's out of context.
he is so self-aware. It's painful.
Now, just put yourself in the shoes of the insurance adjuster who came there, and Wally described his life story. Can you imagine what that guy was thinking to
Yeah,
himself when
I'm
he
a
got out of there?
9/11 guy.
Oh,
Yeah, the
oh,
guy was probably like looking
oh.
at his watch, going, But
You
Wally
think
doesn't get social cues, so he just stood there going, "Yeah, well, so I got a full day, Mister Hillegas."
do you think he left that tire cover on when the guy came?
Oh, absolutely. He probably wore that as a badge of honor, that tire
Sure.
cover. He probably explained where he got each one of those patches and talked about Kurt from Grimberg and
He described
oh,
him in a video, I think maybe today. He's like, I got all the classics on that tire cover. The classics, what? Classic hate speech? Like, what a classic? I got all the classics on there.
Yeah, I'm reading Geico's website about the deductibles and windshield replacement, and if they replace it, it may cause his premium to jump up. So
That's
I hope
right.
he's aware of that.
That's why I'm saying
yeah,
it's
well, yeah.
insane to put that on your insurance. It's such a cheap item.
Exactly.
It's going
That's
to
the
jump
whole
your
point.
insurance.
That's the whole point of this article right here. It may not be worth it. It may not be cost effective.
It's not.
Well, he's gonna be like, I got $6,000, trolls. What do you think about that? I earned it, buddy.
Anything they give you, they're going to take back double.
I just spent 80 grand tonight. I bought a practice. So like this fucking guy in his.
I was gonna say, you told me off camera that you were you were closing on your practice.
I did. The deal
oh, you
went
did.
through.
Congratulations!
That's awesome.
Thank
man.
you.
I saw that you were you were looking for you were looking for input on the logo, and I thought they were cool. I mean, I didn't want to add anything because I thought they both looked good. So
No, I
I didn't
appreciate
want
it.
anything because I thought they were both terrible. They both
Fuck off, thing.
just boring as hell.
All right. Yeah. Well, then don't cut. You couldn't afford me anyway. So what are you talking about? Go to Wally.
He got really mad. He's really mad because I made fun of his logos.
No.
I thought they looked good.
I shall
Yeah,
not
they're
be
okay. I like
silent.
the one. I think
No,
I got voted down though. I voted for one, and everyone liked the other one.
Yeah, but you know what? I ended up
fine.
going with the second one. I think you liked.
Ooh,
So.
good. The first one, the tooth looked like a letter. That was the thing
Yeah.
that bugged me.
No, I ended up going with the second one. But I don't want to hack the live stream over my work stuff. But yeah, the whole point was Wally can suck a bag of dicks, which he'd be very happy to do. Because him and his $6,000 and his Walmart water and all this shit, the guy thinks he's loaded. He just spends his money on his fucking Valknut necklaces and his Transformers toys.
I'm
And
impressed
I'm like,
that you remember
I just
that,
put in
that
an order
thing.
for $50,000 scanner today. Like the guy is just so off. his rocker.
Gina Carano. Don't forget the Gina Carano. What is that? Star Wars Black figurine or
And like, who does he think he's like? He's teaching Disney a lesson. He's teaching us a
Yeah.
lesson. Who? All he did was made some dude rich, well, richer by
There's
spending
the
$80
Gina
on
Carano.
it.
He's very proud of Gina Carano.
Like,
And in his video, he conveniently leaves out. He says, "Oh, she made fun of trans people, beep bop boop, and that's why they fired her." But that wasn't why they fired her. She did that and got in a load of trouble. And like her the star of the show she was working on actually like straightened her out, and she kind of apologized for it. And then a few weeks later, she compared. Oh, she said like the Nazis didn't round up the Jews; other Jews rounded up the Jews, and that was what Disney was like. Okay, idiot, you're done.
Right.
Like they had warned her.
they
to
gave
not
her a
be an
bunch of
idiot.
warnings.
You know who
But
she
Wally
was referring
omits
to
that
there.
part. He's like, "Oh, she got fired for the trans thing." It's like he just conveniently forgets that.
She was referring to Soros.
Oh, really?
Yeah, George Soros, that's how he got through that time period.
Oh, I kind
Yeah,
of remember.
he
Yeah, but
ratted
like,
out his
either way,
whole
like,
village.
Disney's just put a picture of yourself with a dog on social media. Like, what are you doing, Gina Carano? We wrote a whole show for you, you dumb idiot, and she like blew it. But there's Wally with his $80
Yeah, but-
action figure.
That's a false narrative with George Soros. I think he was like 14. He didn't sell Jews to the
That's what they're
Nazis.
saying.
Well, they are wrong. They say a lot.
That
Of
he was 14. He was one of the Hitler Youth.
I thought he was born in Hungary or something. I
He
thought he was
was.
Hungarian.
He-
He is. Uh-huh.
Yeah. It was in Hungary that he was doing it.
It's funny when you when you watch like the whole Russia Ukraine thing, and then now there's so much information out there and so
This
many
guy.
websites out there. You start looking around for what you think the truth is, and it's so hard to discern. It's so hard to get trusted news because there's just so much information out there.
Well, especially seeing as all the mainstream media is just totally fucking one-sided and full of shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Like they proved that here in Ottawa. So now, what do you believe now when they
Yeah, right,
tell
right.
you hocus pocus right in front of your face? You're like, The
So
fuck?
that whole trucker thing up there, that pretty much evaporated now, right? That got
No,
knocked
it's still
off.
going.
Is it
It's
still
still
going
going.
on?
Yeah,
It's not. It's
apparently.
not being. Yeah, no kidding. Okay.
Apparently, I think it's at the end of this month. They're actually having a biker rally coming through.
All right.
So
It's
it's going to be
still
a little
cold up
different
there?
than. No, it's actually nice.
It's nice out. Yeah, it's starting to get nice here too.
I'm
It's
reading the
raining.
chat. Well, I assume it's Penny. You're really trying to troll me there, Penny, huh? I do kosher root canals. Okay, bro. Whatever that
Oh yeah,
means.
Joe Bluff, come on in.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've never heard that, HS. I'm sure.
I
you've
actually never have. I don't know what the fuck a kosher root canal is. This idiot. I don't know.
Speaking of hatred, it's time for my new segment. It's very
Ooh.
exciting. Ready? Here we go.
I love it already.
Not only is the crime bad since it's up 47% from this time last year, but remember the knuckle dragger, Harambe, Letitia James, who was going after Trump? And bankrupt corruption like this, like what happened with Harambe, knuckle dragger, Letitia James, New York District Attorney.
I think she looks more like Thelma, but anyway.
God damn it, Wally.
Remember
He's all
Thelma?
confused. He's like, people call me racist. I don't understand. It's like, stop doing that, Wally.
Oh,
He's going to say that was a different time.
He's done that before too. Anytime there's a black woman that he doesn't like, it's like Hambre the gorilla. It's like maybe he doesn't know that you can't.
The gorilla.
Harambe.
Hamburger gorilla.
Hey, HS, I dream situation.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the new practice, or you have a day there, or however you arrange it, and Wally walks in, he needs something, and he doesn't know it's you. What are you going to do? He opens his mouth.
I'm going to invite him in, and I'm going to take such good care of him.
Oh well, like Hebrew's name's on the door, so Wally would immediately have like PTSD when.
Yeah, but he can't pronounce it, so it's all good.
Yeah.
He can't read, so
like, oh my god.
But let's assume for a second that he did come in. I mean, I took an oath.
No, I know.
No,
I get it.
That doesn't mean I would be able to
of
find
course.
the anesthesia. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't accidentally stick a 27 gauge into a foramen. I mean, while he's got a lingual nerve, I could make disappear real quick. That would do us all a favor. So no, I mean, I can cover my
You're
human.
a dentist, okay? Jesus.
What satire, hyperbole,
jokes.
Hyperbole. Well, no, I'm doing this for Penny's benefit because he likes going after me in the dentist thing.
Yeah, no, I know. But is it me or like when
we know that's Penny. It seems like Penny. It's all caps and then 3 little symbols. Like that's Penny's. That's his calling card. Something stupid, 3 little symbols. That's.
This is how we do it.
It's a little bit of anti-Semitism on there. Oh, did I get another? Oh, Jump Pluff is here. I hope this is Jump Pluff.
Bring my son.
Let's see.
Hey, dude, I'm gonna talk. Bye. Love you. Close the door.
Oh, he loves his wife. Everybody. Everybody.
Oh,
Jump
no,
Pluff.
he loves his
guys.
Oh, they can hear me. Oh shit. All right.
Jump
Bye,
is not a
baby.
good look for the
Yeah, I
MGTOW
love
world.
you.
Not a good look.
Bye. Bye. Be careful.
Yeah, not a good.
Hey guys, what's going on?
We get it. You're a caring and loving father. We get it. You know.
Yeah.
It sucks, dude. Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be muted when it's up, but I guess not. She's gonna go pick up something. We got a new dresser for her. So
don't you love when everybody, like all of us, talk about like the normal things that we all do, and we all have to make fun of it because Wally has none of it? Like, we get it, you have a job. Oh, we get it, you have a family. Oh, we get it, you don't eat at McDonald's.
I thought the climate change was a little bit iffy, so I don't know your guys' viewpoints on that, but I'm more like scientifically, and like I've looked at both sides. The guy's a little bit delusional in that field. I believe in climate change. I'm sorry to break it to you, but I mean, ExxonMobil, where they hired their own scientists back in I think it was the 80s, they ended up having that, and they even made their own like buoys up so they could do the water level change and stuff like that. So so it's real. I mean, I don't understand what he's trying to do. I know that the process to get it fixed is a lot of tedious on the Americans though. I mean, you gotta change what you drive and stuff like that. You got to watch what you eat, those fossil fuels. So it's a lot of change for people, and it's very expensive. Hey, Bobby, what's going on, Bobby? Be right back, guys.
I don't think
we get it.
Really
you have
questions that it exists. Climate change is pretty. I think pretty much people It's pretty that it's happening. The data is there.
What I'd like to know is how
I
does
just
Wally
rolled my
attach
eyes
into
at
the
it.
Star Wars homos
Yeah, I'm talking to
and the crime in New York?
And the Dan dude. The ball thing. I guess they could hear me from the thingy up. All right, baby, be careful. I love you. I love you too. Bye-bye. All right.
So yeah, like with I admittedly I didn't watch the whole climate change thing, but I know that Wally did a video where he was saying that the president said he's going to withhold food unless we all put windmills on our front lawn. Like that was his argument, which I assume was not correct.
Trump says windmills cause cancer, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Wally is Wally. He's like I think I've said it before. He's like the two drunk guys at the end of the bar debating politics. I mean, there's nothing that there's no value added to any of that conversation. Jump,
So,
are you all right there, or?
Yeah, that's my little guy. That's my little guy. Yeah, I'm doing great.
Oh, okay, all right,
she's, yeah, I have two. So she's taking the baby girl, so I can actually get on the stream for the little bit. So.
Garage is in the chat. He wants to jump in too.
Or is it Garage?
Oh, he's
all
got
in
some
caps,
new hot
which makes me
garbage to talk
question.
about. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, garbage auto communist.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Sorry,
Oh.
Mike.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
You
it's
got
a
me,
little-
Penny. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh.
You did it again, Penny.
But I think Jump. Where are you now on this slippery HS Dan King versus Wally thing? Have you keeping up on it, or?
So here and there, my dude. So like when I come home from work, I kind of check on Walter first, and then I'll check on y'all. It's like a daily routine now, just because it's so interesting.
But are you subscribed?
I don't know that, buddy.
Don't forget to smash that like button
and send them $5.
But as far as right now, it seems like he's like I'm no bias, so right. So like I don't try to pick favorites because I don't have the hatred you guys do or the history of each other.
I haven't been in a room with him.
There you go. There you go. So
it's a process. It'll come. Just don't worry.
I feel like he's getting better as long as the outbursts. Because like you remember the hollow points thing, that was pretty erratic, right? So I feel like he's getting better, but I don't know if that's a front though. I don't know if that's just him faking it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I think he's working hard to try and keep it together. I think he is.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's working hard.
I think members on the panel here disagree with me, but I think Wally isn't watching any of this because I think he knows if he does, he's going to end up in hospital and it's going to cost him $500. Because when he committed suicide, he was watching a live stream where people were like making fun of him, and it pushed him over the edge, and he was crying. He was like, "Oh, these people," and he's shouting out names like, "Dude, like a bunch of people think what you did was crazy, and you're crying about it." It's like,
he seems to take things too
I don't think he was
seriously
successful
too.
though.
The history with you guys, he takes way too seriously. Okay, everybody has their bad little friendships that end. It doesn't matter who's right or wrong in that. It's 5 years ago, if I'm correct. He takes things too seriously. I think he looks too much into things like the climate change thing, all that stuff. Oh, they're trying to control me. No, they're trying to literally help the world because it's actually our fault. It's not. I can understand there's some conspiracies out there. I understand, right? I do believe in some of them. But a lot of them that I believe in have physical evidence. Like the MLK assassination. Did you ever hear about that whole conspiracy and stuff like that? Where James Earl Ray didn't even do it, and there's actual legal proof that he didn't end up doing this. What happened was the Martin Luther King family sued the FBI, I think it was, or the government, one of them two, for fraud of what's it called calm it down, buddy. A fraud of killing their brother, or no, actually of killing their. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to talk and do him. So fraud of actually killing him, right?
Well, do you have actual children, or are they props like Wally uses?
No. I'm not putting I'm not going to put my child on camera, but no, I actually have two right now, buddy. So one's 2 and one's 1. So.
Oh, congratulations!
You stole my disclaimer, or else.
Yeah, so I can't really talk whenever
I'm
multitasking. So anyway, the fraud is that the government killed MLK, and there's actual legal paperwork where they actually won. The MLK family actually won the lawsuit. So James Earl Ray before he was released, he ended up dead. So that's why it never happened. But yeah, that's actually been proven to be true, believe it or not. So there's actual court evidence of it. So But with Wally, I don't try. He looks too much into things. Like with that, he just looks too much into things and too much hatred. That's why I just feel like hurt.
You mean
and
like
depressed.
when he got his car windshield broken and he immediately
Mhm.
assumed it had to do something?
Exactly with you guys.
Esteban
Exactly.
being called. It can't
Well,
be.
he blamed
and then
you
later
guys.
he's like, actually, it was kids on bikes. Kids on bikes did it.
He blamed you guys all of a sudden, though. He didn't even look into it, and then finds out some bicyclist did it. Like,
Yeah, because
takes
that's
things
Well,
too
that's
seriously.
even bullshit. The kids on bicycles didn't do it. Wally did it.
yeah.
Wally did it.
Hebrew
Oh,
spaceman went on Fiverr and paid a bunch of kids to do it.
I wouldn't have to pay them. I would do it. My kids would do it.
But like that looks like it's a big parking lot with a lot of cars parked. Well, maybe most of the people don't have their cars there during the middle of the day. But I think it was a weekend. Didn't he say it was a weekend?
He said he went out to check his mail. He went in. He came back out again, and all that. Like he wouldn't have seen or heard these kids on bikes. He saw the story on the news after the fact, and then he was like, "Aha! I can pin it on this." It's bullshit.
But it's funny how like things stick in his mind because I think during that entire rant he said, and yeah, he was referring to Dan. Some people say I make enemies wherever I go, and
Yeah.
that was one of the comments
Yeah.
that you made on that WCNC thing, with that like got us turned on to Wally with Negra Azúcar. She's the one that actually put that link in, and it was on that Facebook, that WCNC Facebook, or I don't know if it was a Fox, something about his car getting vandalized. So I mean, if you think about it, the guy has made hundreds of hours of video about New York, how bad New York is, and how the world is going to end in New York, and it's the end of times. But
no.
in the time that he's been down there, just in like this year that we've been playing around on YouTube, he's gotten his car vandalized twice. He's had cops there a bunch of times. His friend Esteban was lamenting how he got his truck robbed and stuff stolen out of it.
I forgot about that. Yeah, Esteban
Yeah,
was
remember?
crying.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's been an entire string of things that have happened. I work in New York City every day. My business is in the city. I mean, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the stats haven't. Statistics about that stuff haven't caught up to me yet. But apparently, Charlotte, which he proclaims as this place, the free South, and everything is rainbows, lollipops, and unicorns, isn't as great as he makes it out to be.
All right, so here I got the map. So while these cars parked right above the A in the letter and Meadow Vista Road, right above the A is where he parks his car. So the kids could have came from the right there, I guess, maybe, right?
Wait, where's the A? I'm trying to figure
Meadow
this out.
Vista Road, right?
Oh
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
He's
you're
right above the A, that first spot. That's his favorite.
Oh, that's
spot.
it. There? Okay, yeah.
Because he lives right above the letter D in Meadow. Like that's his balcony is right above the letter D O in Meadow. So he parks there. So yeah, that's where his car. So the kids could have came down Meadow Vista Road, I guess. Maybe. Not that I want to give Wally any credibility to his dumb fucking story.
But yeah, I do think he's getting a lot better, at least the self-control. But it seems like he has these little twitches, I call them. So he'll end up going he'll scream for no goddamn reason. He'll raise his voice really loudly. I call them twitches, though.
Twitches.
Yeah,
I think it's all because he's not intoxicated. Like he would always get drunk, and that's when all this shit would happen. He would live stream, say fucked up stuff. He would start putting guns in his mouth.
I think he's trying too hard to seem normal. It's okay to have your flaws, buddy. You just got to work on them. That's all I want him to do.
Normal.
It's sad. It's sad.
He doesn't have any flaws. He's never done anything wrong in his life.
But Jump, even though you say that, and I do agree with you to some extent. I think he's trying to keep it together, but he still does crazy stuff like that whole episode where he goes to his friend's house that's supposedly in some kind of distress, and then ducks into the bathroom to make a video about his friend in distress, and then secretly hides his phone video of recording him and them speaking together, and then goes into his car and talks about it, and then parlays that all into his own stuff and his own experiences. I think it's like part of self-therapy to him. I think somebody said it before. I think HS said that's only outlet. He can't really, do anything with it. So
You can't break us up. We're best friends forever. Our Esteban is in possession of 3 police reports.
3 police reports.
Yeah.
That have nothing to do with
Trace,
anything. But he has
Wally,
them.
Wally, if you're watching, I called fucking Esteban. Do something about it.
Oh!
Shoot me right here. I called him up because
Well-
if he should know that you're doing stupid shit and involving him in it that he doesn't want to be involved in. And the proof in the pudding is that he took that video down. He called you up and he said, "Hey, take the stupid shit down. I don't want to be in your stupid YouTube world." So that's the proof.
So I think what he's doing there is he's trying to appear like he's this saint that he helps everybody. That's what I'm really getting for. Is he's really trying extra hard to seem humble and Jesus loving and all that stuff. Like I'm this superhero kind of thing. And I think
but it's so fake. So transparent.
Yeah, it is. That's the point. That's the bad thing. He's
apologized to the whole WinterCon thing. He jumps up and down about. He apologized multiple times in a Facebook post to the group. I'm sorry I did this, but now he's just like, I fuck those guys. I never did anything wrong. So his apology was never sincere. He was just saying whatever he thought.
He's using he's using a tragedy to gain sympathy or praise. I mean, maybe he didn't have a lot of praise when he was a kid or something like that, but I think that's what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm doing this good thing, guys. I'm doing this good thing. That's how I feel.
You, Kevin. It's going right to the.
Yeah, where should I put it with my with my cease and desist? Maybe Esteban will send me one in Spanish.
Hey Penny, I don't. You're probably not paying attention, but Wally made a live stream, and Esteban gave out his number on Wally's live stream. So all the doxing stuff, it's like Wally's responsible, and
I'll put it with this one. I know people that speak Spanish. They can translate it if Esteban sends me one. I don't care.
And that's another thing. Wally keeps saying, maybe I don't understand the term doxing, but he says they tried to dox
Esteban. My friend, but that's not true.
But doxing means if you just give out someone's information online, if you put their face on the screen like you did to Kevin, it's here's Kevin's full name, phone number, email address. That's how. In other words, how could you try to dox? Either you dox someone or you don't. There's no attempting to dox.
Well, he's beholding to the concept instead of beholden.
Oh, do you notice that too? He's Yeah. And there's another word that he misuses it all the time.
Oh, so I do want to talk about the I think it was a email he sent. Dan sent to Walter. It was a email about I think he said you threatened him or something like that. I forgot exactly what it was. He didn't really show it for too much long.
Yeah, he sent me a direct. The start of this whole war was he sent me a direct YouTube message, Facebook message rather, and it was like, I know you've committed these crimes, and if you don't undo your comments, I'm going to go to the police. So he threatened me gave me demands, and none of the stuff on it was a crime by the law. So that's when I sent him a fucking email, and I was nasty, but I didn't say anything illegal to him. And then he took that email and made a content for his channel. So that's when I sent him the second email that he calls the threatening email. But all I did is I said, I'm gonna tell on you.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna report.
He made it seem like it was way worse than what it was.
Yeah, but he was I was gonna tell on his landlord because he's doing lease breaking shit. And I'm gonna tell on his his sponsor Grimberg, things like that. That was my threat. I didn't threaten to murder him.
All we do is shine a light on Wally's behavior. Nobody. When I called the Secret Service, I didn't say go to Wally's house. I just said I want you to make aware of this person.
Right.
They took it upon themselves to go to his house.
Exactly.
That was the same thing that when I called Esteban, I was like, I couldn't even get through to him. So I just left a message. I said, Esteban, listen, I know you're friends with Wally, and I'm sure maybe he saved it because, Wally showed the little transcription, and I did a play on, I did a play on it. I said, my name is Lucian Stevenson, because that's the email that he sent to every member in my lodge. He said he was a friend of Lucian Stevenson. Yeah,
I was a little nervous, but then I saw your avatar.
We know about you, Esteban Tico. Your real address.
Did you go to North Carolina? Do we know this?
I assume so, based on the video that he posted.
That's awesome. I hope
he doesn't. He typically doesn't lie about that kind of stuff.
Oh, I just saw a video. Hidden put up a video. Let's see what he put up. Here we go. I think I know what this is. Oh, yeah, this is good.
Oh, I saw this too. This was great.
I like brought it up. I was like, listen, I like some weird shit, right? I don't know, it's just some shit I saw on TikTok. Yeah, no, anyway, I don't know. Man, I think the Russians are hitting us right now or some shit. I don't know what's going on, bro. You're crazy! No, it's just some fucking hobo.
You're battling the phone, fuck you!
It's Vagabond.
These nuts. These nuts. Got him! Got him!
I gotta get my kids on this stream. You guys gotta watch this stuff.
Oh, I love the name of tonight's. You named it the Vagabond Returns. That was perfect.
He's so mad.
Yeah, the Vagabond. Yeah, I've been working on my Vagabond outfits. I think I have a pretty good one set up.
Yeah, this is Wally.
Yeah, the leather bracelet.
I know, I saw that on your video today. That was great.
Hey, man.
Fuck, not this guy.
He's all pissed off.
So always get the same fucking storylines, same old fucking matches.
And he ignorant with his hat. He was really wilding out backstage pretty much through the whole show.
Yeah, I gotta take a shit. You want something at the concession stand?
But he's spraying lead and he's shooting with holes in his wall. Get him thrown out. But you're such a racist and the thing is you're not.
That's what I'm talking about the psychotic
You know,
episode.
I live in such a can, and because you live in a different state, we up here are trying to tell you
exactly how I think, too.
that you're such a bad guy. I'm gonna have you removed from your home because you're a racist and trying to shoot black people and you're spraying lead.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Yeah, yeah, he fucked up.
Well, here, how about this one? How about Han Solo in the reboot, the soft reboot? What do they call it? That was trans pill. That was trans pill.
Back.
That's why I've separated from certain sectors of the manosphere here on YouTube, because when I see guys smoking weed, leaning off to the side, all fucked up, not making any sense, it's a bad
Getting
look.
fucked on camera's a mistake.
You know, for the rest of us, excuse me. It's a bad look.
Why does he always throw up in every fucking
You know, for the rest
video?
of us, excuse me. It's a bad look. You know, for the rest of us, excuse me. So, not making any sense.
That acid reflex kicked
Not
in.
making any sense. He's leaning off to the side, all fucked up, not making any sense. It's a bad look. It's a bad look. Not making
Criminal,
any
radical, fascist, socialist, leftist.
sense. Not making any sense. Not making any sense.
I like the tilt up.
That was trans pill.
This is what you get. This is who I am. Like it or not, tough shit. You just gotta kind of roll with the punches. Unless they're outright slandering you and libeling you. They're sitting there.
Rainbow
literally,
hair.
That they're hiding behind the fucking trees, watching everything you say. and
Smashing your
everything you
car
do.
window.
Right. Maga Man, come on in, buddy. We're all here.
Oh, did we lose Jump?
Well, he said he's at home. He can't go anywhere because his vehicle is.
Yeah, he's planted. He has no choice. He either has
Is
to
it-
watch the soccer game or watch us.
He's got food.
The hole's in his field of view.
Yeah.
No, but he never says that. He
That
says,
video's
"Oh, I
great.
have plenty of supplies," like he's living somewhere on the plains or on the frontier
Well,
somewhere.
he did that whole video. He's like, I'm buying non-perishables, and then he holds up the can. He's like, oh, this expires in a year. Like that's perishable, Wally. That's not a non-perishable.
I have
Everything
a
in the
feeling
can
he
is
just
perishable.
really doesn't get along with the people in his neighborhood. Like just the way that he is with his camera, it's like I don't see North Carolinians as people like that are like happy with somebody filming 24/7. 36.
Yeah, I was actually when he was filming, when he was going around his car to show the magic rock that bounced off his car and did all the damage. You could see in the window the reflection of his getup, and it's like the tripod has the camera, but then there's this like elaborate light thing, and I just imagine him walking around.
It's like a
with
glamour.
this
It's a glamour feature of the camera or of the rig or whatever. And then he literally is doing thirst trap poses with his belt on and his gear all strapped up, and then he like grabs the baton that's on his backside, and he like does it up and down, like he strokes it up and down. And then he does a full walk around the car. It's just very it's like drag. It's really drag, yeah.
You pointed out like he has like effeminate. He's doing like he does like this.
Wally
like
is the
me.
guy that like probably wanted to be a cop, or maybe he took the NYPD police test, but he failed it because of his mental condition or whatever it is. And he walks
because
around.
his family comes from a long line
It's
of
cool
plumbers.
to be like that
His
if you look
ancestors
like
are
Prince.
plumbers.
If you look like androgynous, like it's cool to be kind of like flamboyant and blasé, but like coming from like a large man. And by the way, Wally has never rolled to a single punch. He's always taken the punch dead in the face. But I don't know if it's like some sort of hereditary thing that he got through his Mexican baby mama, but he just doesn't go down. He doesn't go down. He does not go down.
That's the best quote of the night. Yeah, that's true. Wally does not take a punch. I mean, he doesn't miss one. He doesn't miss one. He can duck, but he always gets hit. He always gets hit. Yeah, for sure.
I bet when he popped down his mom's for JJ,
he's craven. He's like an
ironing board.
He's like the birds that they fight down in Mexico. Like they do a circle and they bet on them, like cockfighting.
Cocks?
Yeah,
well, Wally would love it if
he's a cock. Yeah,
cock like 12 more times. It'll be a Wally.
The big black clawed
cockfighting.
Yeah.
Wally would have some code for cock. He wouldn't say cock. He would say like PP fighting or something gross and kid-like.
Can't you imagine him walking around the parking lot where he lives with like all his guns and his pepper spray and his little baton? Doesn't he seem like he's probably like a mall cop? And if their kid's doing something on a skateboard or something, doesn't he seem like the kind of guy that's going to say, you can't do that, that's against the rules, and something else?
He'd be fired in the day because he would like manhandle like a kid or something.
His shirt looked like he kind of has like this 9/11 patch, sort of looks like a badge. You know, like he wants people to take him like faux seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's that wannabe kind of guy, wannabe kind of disciplinarian kind of a cop thing. But right.
Well, let me tell you,
he's not. Yeah.
Back in the day, when I was at Fort Meade and I was teaching, we had the Pentagon SWAT team, Anne Arundel County Sniper Unit. We had all kinds of local law enforcement. We had a bunch of CIA spooks who never talked about what they did for a living, and these were the guys who we knew were the real deal. And then we had about 3 or 4 guys who were like showed up in all the tactical gear to all our training sessions, like full on dressed from head to toe.
Red flag.
Right? Yeah, exactly. They were talking about all this shit, and then I'd ask them where they work, and they're like, "Oh, I'm an auxiliary cop at Rehoboth Beach." Like they were all like the bottom rung guys.
Guy was they couldn't animal control officer or something.
Freeze transit police.
Yeah.
Did you pay your fare?
The real guys, and the CIA guys, like when you ask them where you go for the last 3 months, they're like, "Oh, I was on vacation." And then you'd see them shoot, and it was like, bing, 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 bing. And like, okay, these were the real deal. But it was the wannabe guys, like Wally, who dressed up and wanted to wear a uniform and wanted to be part of the in crowd.
I was reading an article about a guy who infiltrated like some kind of militia unit, and he said a lot of those guys are like, they wanted to be like military or cops, and they couldn't because of like mental problems and other weird things. So like you said, they're all like these. They have they're in uniform and they get together every weekend and they pretend and shoot stuff and.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised Wally's not a militia guy. Maybe he is.
He was. Wasn't he for like a week?
Yeah,
He
I
was
think
trolling the neighborhood.
I think they kicked him out, right?
They
Because
probably
they said
would. They were
you
like,
have
"Why
to
is
have a
this
real
guy-
gun. You just
Yeah, he
can't have a
real
ball.
gun. It's like a
Yeah.
leg.
You think when he first moved into that place, he was all like, "Everybody, come out to my patio. We're gonna have barbecue for everybody. Come on out."
Yeah, and so he
Beer
could tell
for
his
everybody.
story, and he could be the center of attention.
You
And
can't have
until they-
barbecues on the balcony. I cleared.
Oh, is that true?
I cleared it. I asked.
Fucking Dan King's always fucking with Mega.
But Jump Bluff said it too. Like Wally, in a lot of his videos, he's like, "Oh, I gave this homeless guy sneakers, and I give it blood drives, and I help this, and I do this, and that." But you know what? And then he makes sure that he lets everybody know everything. But most people who do that kind of stuff never mention it. But Wally's always the first to mention it because he wants the attention. He needs the attention. He craves that attention.
In that video, he said, "Yeah, you could join some organization that makes millions of dollars for charity. Whatever, that's not important. What a real charity is giving a guy your old pair of sneakers. That's charity.
Or giving a guy your Purple Heart.
But the Purple Heart, that went away.
The title.
That died a quick death. That whole
The
Purple Heart thing.
factions.
It
He's
died
like a
the first time I
medieval
looked it up
ruler.
on Amazon and found it was $40.
And
you
remember
can buy a Purple Heart.
the video. What do you say to a guy who gives you his Purple Heart like he was so touched? And the meanwhile,
You
I
say, I
think
can't accept this.
Yeah, you say, well, don't give it to me. I don't deserve
But also,
it.
like, what is the conversation? It's like, oh yeah, I'm in an epic YouTube battle with my trolls, and
That's
they
like-
shut me, and they're like, oh, you deserve this. Like he rips it off his own uniform. Like
That totally makes sense
doesn't
with
make
his
any
whole
sense.
cohabitation too. He's just a guy who couldn't say no to like a blowjob, and this is his life is a result of not saying no to a blow, like refusing something from somebody else. He has zero boundaries. The guy.
And
It's like
you
guys have talked. That too, yeah. I mean, you talk about it. We've talked about it before on here. Who would hire Wally? Like, if you're looking for a team, I think this is a team. I feel like we're
Wally-
like Mos
Wally on a
Eisley
team.
Bar right now, and it's like Lando covered. Like, so you're the infamous feed that I've heard about, and it's like, oh yeah, Junior,
My friend doesn't
have
like you.
many
I don't
stories
like
I've
them
heard
either.
about you. And it's just like, pew, pew. Yeah, exactly.
You mean if you
Yeah,
if you saw Wally, you wouldn't let this guy in your team?
Did you see he's got
If
a
I-
new MAGA hat? It's not
Yeah.
quite so pointy and poofy.
That
Oh,
one
no,
kind
oh,
of
he's
goes
more
with the
stylish.
shape
It's
of
more
his head, though.
stylish.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
it's
he
true.
got this $6,000, and he's like
More chic.
he's like if you gave a 12-year-old $6,000, he's buying toys and
Merch.
and nonsense. Yeah,
You don't think
Subscriptions.
you don't think that he just got that money? You don't think that they have to like ensure that he uses that for what it was intended for? You think?
I don't think he does.
cut him a
I don't
check?
think
I
they do, actually. I think
don't know.
he just
We
had to
don't know
show a
what
need.
he filled out. We like speculated there was like
Yeah.
there was like some group you could reach out if you can't pay your bills.
I don't think that was like a government entity, though. I think it was, or I suspect it was some kind of church thing or some kind of. It was probably some
I think
501.
Hebrew found it. Hebrew sent me a link.
Yeah, I looked it up. There is a program in Mecklenburg County for like government assistance.
Oh, it
where if
wasn't
you could
501c3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
They should
they're gonna
lose their
status.
They should lose their status for giving
Wally
that
has
jerk
top
money.
secret information to get that stripped from any organization.
I mean, I don't know for a fact, but he probably just applied and said, "Oh, I have hardship and I've lost income and I can't afford my bills." I don't think you have to justify too much. You just have to tell him what your estimated expenses are. I'm sure they gave him the money to pay for his expenses, not to buy 4 Starscreams and the latest Gamo Swarm Maxim and a fucking mall necklace.
I've done some petty shit in my life. I've done some petty stuff in my life, but the 501c3 whistleblowing thing has to be the most petty thing I've ever witnessed anyone attempt to do.
What he doesn't even
Like there's like a little bit of jealousy, or there's like some ironic like tension between two people, and then there's Maga Man, like on the whole nother level. He's like the archon of like chaos and people and factions and just like sneak behavior. He's like a caricature of what I thought could exist out there. He's absolutely crazy.
He's like a comedic genius. Like he's like a Borat. Like he's been in character.
He wants to be like George Carlin and Richard. I don't know. Richard Pryor probably triggers something in him, but he wants so desperately to be. He wants so desperately to be like this It was like, okay, yeah, the origin story is completely off though. Like a plumber who's like an ex second responder. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit with a guy who had like a 30-year comedy career. It's not going to work. So he has to like find a different niche, like a different angle.
You notice at the end of his shows
but
now?
I promise you, he in his black book or in something, his red cockboard, red yarn cockboard or whatever he's got going on, he's putting himself right there as like the Steve Bannon of the Trump 2024. Like he really wants to be the next. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like he wants to be the next like advisor to the president. He has his channel all.
When he signs off now, he's like, "I'm your host, Maga Man." You know, it's like when it's the episode of Seinfeld when Kramer found the old Merv Griffin set and decided to have his own talk show in his apartment. That's what Wally does. Except
imagine Wally being like Wally Carlson.
Yeah, I'm your host.
Except he has that stupid
Tucker
scream.
Hilligas.
That stupid
I've never
Japanese
found
scream.
anything that Wally says insightful or in any way. Not even funny though. Like when he starts laughing at his own jokes. I've never found. I don't know. Maybe or when he used to do that bit and he stopped doing it now. Oh my trolls! And then he like looks at the camera like and he goes like this and like does weird these weird gestures.
You mean after the 10th time it's not funny anymore?
Yeah, no, it wasn't funny the first 13. I don't know
video
how
of the day.
Yeah.
There's one video where like he comically throws like a prop over his head.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later he picks the prop and he tells a joke and throws it again. Like let me do that joke again, folks.
It's just awkward. It's like awkward.
Yeah.
It's bad
the gaff.
timing.
The gaff that never ends.
But I don't know if you know. Now he's getting. I see like 4 likes and 6 likes. I never used to see that.
I've seen that too. Yeah,
that's me.
Yeah.
That's me. I at least do one of those.
Oh really?
It's just by I like everybody's videos that come across. Just by instinct.
Well,
yeah,
I
know he sent that thing to Twitter. He was like, they're thumbing down my videos. I'm like, oh good, he doesn't like it. Oh good.
I stopped reporting him because I reported everything he ever posted, but then you guys shamed me. I shall not be shamed, but I was shamed.
Well, I kind of want to. I hope he makes a backup channel, and then start some shit because I want to kind of do like an experiment. I want to say, okay, Wally, all right, the time is now, whatever, and mark the time and go. We're going to actively try to get your channel shut down as of this moment, and then see how long it takes for like a concerted effort to like shut him down. But I don't want to do it now because he doesn't have a backup channel, so he'll just disappear and we'll be sad.
He gets so adamant. No one will shut me down, and you'll have to put a bullet in my head or in my heart and this
or my chest. Yeah,
unless I do it first.
But you could see after the Secret Service visited him, he toned it down quite a bit, and now
he's back at it.
I think
it's
starting to
build up again.
It's coming back. It's coming back. Jumpluff mentioned it though. He's trying to keep it together and trying to stick to politics, but it's even now like he can't get through a video usually without mentioning one of his trolls or something about the blue-haired Star Wars or the Masons or intimating something about them, like, just stuffing a check in an envelope and sending it isn't real charity. He always has to go back to that. He can't stay on. I think Tico said that one time. He wouldn't invite him in his stream because he can't stay on topic. But yeah, he knows that that's the Wally we know.
Wally
and love.
he made a video like immediately the next day. He was like, I was trying to come on the live stream.
I feel
like
slighted.
he was slighted and he had to make a big video and go after people.
Can you imagine if he did like a heel turn and actually like came out with like a pink shirt on and it's like rainbows and stuff all over his
I said that. I go, dude, like you want to get views, like just come out as the gay man that you probably are, and like go to like wherever like make it all rainbows, and you'll get like 100 likes guaranteed.
Start
like
doing
if you
makeup.
tell your story, I used to be this awful guy that used to blame my trolls, and now I just love everybody, and
Now I trim my beard and put makeup on.
I'm a twink now. I'm an old twink.
Whatever.
He's a Twinkie.
Twink. I thought he was like 6 feet tall or something.
He did make a video where he was like, look at all these funny trans people, and it was just a collection.
He needs to fully
like
invest in Spanish, move to California, and then start like a food truck and become like a traveling baker. Yeah, he just needs to live his new truth.
Oh no!
I somebody would go up
a Latin adjacent gay man.
They'd
Yeah.
have a bull ring and blue hair and like ask for a taco or whatever while he's selling it. While
Schnitzel truck.
Maybe it's one of those. Maybe it's like
Schnitzel truck,
it's
yeah.
one of those things
Pretzels.
where he thought that it was one of the brothers in the room, but it was really baby mama. So he went in there. It was dark. He made his move and ended up with a child.
Whoopsie.
Oh, you never know. You never know.
So what did you guys do to make him hate you guys so much? Because, like I said, it's 5 years.
I just posted a comment I posted a comment on one of his videos back when he had comments.
I'm talking about Gramps and Dan. Yeah, because like it's 5 years. I've counted one video where he doesn't mention you guys. One video.
For
you
me,
want
it
us to go
was
individually and mention
he
it?
used to on Facebook when he was in the Star Wars group. He would make video after video, and they were really bizarre. And he would do this thing. He'd say he was committing suicide, and everyone in the Star Wars group would reach out to him. But he did that like 10 times, and I'm not even exaggerating. It was like maybe like 7 or 8 times where he'd say
troll.
goodbye everyone, and everyone would like reach out to him. But then less
make
people
his profile
did.
black. Right?
Yeah. So then he would start to shame us. He'd be like, I almost killed myself, and you think the Star Wars guys would have reached out after I drove them to events. So now he would shame everybody. So I reached out to him to try to tell him like rationally, which was a mistake in hindsight because he's a crazy person. I would be like, dude, this is what you're doing. You're rubbing people the wrong way. You're trying to shame them. And we would talk in text, and he's like, oh, you're right. I'm gonna try to change. And he seemed receptive, but then 24 hours he would do the polar opposite of what we talked about. So then I would get like curt with him, like, dude, we discussed this. I would leave a comment. And I guess I did this enough that all of a sudden I was an enemy, and he made a Facebook post with my picture, and I betrayed him and all these crimes. And I'm like, this is a crazy person. Fuck him. And then I was just like, whatever with this guy. And that was kind of like the start of it. And Wally never forgets, as he said, he never forgets. And I can't even tell you the exact timeline. Like, and then we saw the he disappeared after his whole marriage fell apart. He went to North Carolina, and everyone kind of forgot about him. But then we found the news article about him when his tires got slashed, and I left a comment, and Wally lost his mind on my comment. And my comment was like, I knew this guy from back in the day. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, I said, I see he's making friends in North Carolina because his tires were slashed. And Wally saw this and like lost his mind and started the whole war up again. So that was my crime, is I called him out for his bullshit.
But Jump, I don't know if you're listening, but your mic is off. But when you say this has been going on for 5 years, that's complete and utter bullshit. Because maybe it went on for a couple months when he was, I knew him through a Masonic lodge, and kind of the same thing that Dan described. It's kind of the same thing, not having to go into detail. And then he moved away. We didn't hear from him, and he paid his dues once. And then he didn't pay his dues. So, we sent him whatever you have to send him, and he never paid. He never acknowledged it. And then, he was dropped. He was dropped from the roster. And then he goes back in retrospect and he says, oh, well, they were communist, fascist anyway, because I made fun of him, because I followed him like Dan did, because I saw that he turned me on to that one post, which was like a year ago. But between the initial time and when that post came up was only about a year. So it's not like we've been bothering the guy or talking about him on YouTube for 5 long years, like the drama he makes out to be. It's maybe a year with these goofy videos back and forth. And it's really his own fault that we even bother with it, because he always keeps responding. Like when you put enough blood in the water, the sharks aren't going to go away. And Wally is bleeding like a pig. He's always putting blood in the water.
He keeps on bringing us, like when we found his YouTube channel finally, this was after 2 years that he disappeared. We found videos that he posted dropping our names, talking about us. So he would every now and again make a video and bring up, like, we weren't even in the picture at the time, but that was him. He was like, like telling his epic story. I'm like, fuck this guy.
I remember, Dan, a time before we knew who Kevin was, and I remember, like, because we would chat about it every now and again. And when Wally went dark, there were a bunch of us that were like, I miss Wally. I wish he'd come back, right? But we had no idea where he was. And then at some point, Dan's like, yeah, one of Wally's Mason colleagues got in touch with me. And apparently they had the same issues with him. We had no idea. We didn't even know. I knew he was in the Masons. I don't know much about it.
I kind of remember joking. I'm like, I bet you the Masons
Yeah.
have stories to tell with this guy in there.
And then here we are like a year and a half later. And, of course, then Babu comes in and just like everybody has ends up the same experience.
I wonder where Babu is. He hasn't been around in a while.
He was on like a plane last week or something.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
In short jump, like what Wally's thing is, if he has a disagreement with you, he'll immediately jump on social media and talk shit about you. With like a normal person would just be like, that fucking guy, and they'd cool down, and maybe the next time you see him, you start. But Wally would make, in the height of his anger, he would make this damning video.
He's going to smite you.
There's no coming back from like most people. Like fuck this guy,
Yeah, right. There's this other guy that Dan and I got in touch with. I think Dan located him, and they're old videos that Wally made. This guy's name is TJ. His name is TJ, and his last name, we know it because of Facebook. And this guy was feuding with Wally because they wouldn't let him into a 9/11 recovery workers group because and these guys were actual, in the words of Sifu, they were bona fide recovery workers, and they wouldn't let him in because they didn't buy his story either. So Wally went after him too. He's like, he made 1,000 videos saying, this guy, and I with the same thing.
Those guys, they had a Facebook group called Hard Hat Heroes.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let Wally in, so Wally went home and made his own Hard Hat Heroes Facebook group just to confuse anyone who was looking for Hard Hat Heroes. And the guy was like, the thing I read, the guy was saying this, like, by the way, there's this guy Wally, and he's mad we won't let him in, and now he made an identical Facebook group, and this is the real one, and like, but that's Wally. He just goes to war with you, like.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's even more pathological than that. Like, just with Babu coming in this year, talking about him in high school, and then seeing how he treated like people in the manosphere or whatever. It's just depending on his environment, whoever he can like act that way to, he's going to. I don't think he's a guy that holds grudges, because I don't see him as he'll go after whoever is really in the way, like how he saw.
That's everybody in his life.
Yeah.
But just watching like the YouTube stuff, I kind of watched the interaction between him and Trusherm like from behind, and I think Trusherm was always kind to him. Trusherm seems to be a kind individual. He seems to be a kind-hearted person, and Wally threw him under the bus, like stolen valor.
I was very much like Trusherm, like the way, like, you talk to Wally like a 6-year-old because he acts like a 6-year-old. You're like, Wally, you can't yell at people over something like, and if you shame everybody in the group, there's no coming back from that. And Trusherm would do that, and it didn't matter because Wally always knows more than you, and blah blah blah.
And I kind of saw when Trusherm like had enough of Wally, and I think it was a live stream. I was on it, and he was talking shit about my daughter, and the one with what's her name? What's a lady's name?
Della?
The
no,
Packer.
Della Senpai. Yeah.
Della.
And he was just savaging her. I mean, saying the most
fall asleep
disgusting,
on your couch.
Yeah, the whole most disgusting things about her. And the next day, I think Trusherm put up a video and said, "I've had enough of this fucking Maga Man," or whatever it was.
Yeah,
JD Miles did it too.
It was great. It was great. Everybody that knows Wally knows exactly how Trusherm felt that day, because we've all gotten to that
Well,
point.
not me. I never fell for his bullshit from day one. I'm not as nice as Dan. I always thought he was a fucking loser from the moment I met him. But the reason why he had it in for me is because I'm the whole stop gaming the system thing, because that's my trigger. So Wally
everybody that saw the guy with his purse of medicine, everybody was thinking that. Everybody, and you just.
So from what I got, that we all are triggered by different things that he does, but it's like he is. We're not all that, because I'm trying to figure out what's the same. Yeah, exactly. That's mine. I don't really care that he game. Like if he has to game the system, like it's not as big a deal for me as it is for he respects them, but we can both agree that he's a bad person.
Well, it's a big deal for me because I have to fucking go to work every day. My back is killing me, and I'm paying for this fat sack of shit to sit around and buy toys with my tax dollars. That's why it pisses me off. He can work. He can make 14 hours of videos a day, and he can't work in a call center.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Fuck
Yeah,
him.
his
I don't
editing is
I don't
not
think a
great,
call
but he
center
knows
would
how to use
want
video.
Maga Man.
Well, nobody would want Mega Man, but the point is, he's capable. He's fraud. Everything he does is fraudulent. Everything he says is fraudulent. He is full of shit.
Can you imagine Wally on like he's in a call center and somebody calls up and they have like a man calls up with a real effeminate accent, like Wally would just be like, "Ah, gay black Jew," and like yell at the guy.
I like the first episode of this where Hebrew Spaceman was talking about Wally. Every time he says like black womans, like you can tell whenever he says womans, he's thinking of black women.
Yeah.
Like that's who he, and he's like, it's so deep. Like if you see, like he can be happy, and then as soon as he says the word womans, he gets like this expression over his face of just dread.
So
Like, he
what
is
do you
so
think
afraid.
happened? He was once a plumber. What made him want
No,
to?
it must the smell of
he was a
something that
plumber's
made him
helper.
like.
It was a lie.
Well,
plumber's helper.
That was a lie.
Yeah, I think he was a
Oh.
plumber's helper.
He was an apprentice.
He was a
Oh.
plumber's apprentice, but then he started somewhere in the middle of the story. It changed to a journeyman plumber, but he was a plumber's helper. I mean, a fucking plumber said, "Get the fucking pipes, asshole, and bring them up here." That's what he was.
Wow, I never knew that. Okay, because I was going to say, like, what happened to him? He was like working as a plumber, and then magically he got this 9/11 thing happen, and then he just wants to. Okay,
And
that's not the story. That's not exactly the story. Yeah, the 9/11. You know, he was. I suspect, like, if you look at the timeline from it, he said he was a plumber's helper, and he said then he comes up, he had spondylosis, he had back issues, so he probably had lousy time and attendance. He didn't go. He probably got shit canned, but he was in a union, and they told him. Look, you better go out on disability or try to collect something because I don't think he could nail down the job. I don't think he could do
I
it.
think
But
he
they
also
wouldn't
said he
give him.
started getting addicted to painkillers. Like,
Yeah,
he said
but
he
they
had
did
an opioid thing for a while.
when he was, and just when he went to Zuccotti Park during Occupy Wall Street, he had a sign out that said he was denied disability or workman's comp twice, and that was I think that was after 9/11. But he like added the 9/11 or either the day he was there, or the 2 days he was there, he like added that into the mix to bolster his case for disability or workman's comp or whatever it is he gets. But whatever it is, like Dan says, it's coming out of our pockets. So, and that's what pisses me off, his hubris. Like, if you're doing that and you kind of know, and he knows it's kind of a scam what he's perpetrating, you're like,
It's very reckless.
You keep it under your hat. You like play it close to the vest. You don't go make
Which one? He's got so many. The pom-pom hat, pumpkin hat.
You don't make a million videos like sticking it in other people's face. Oh, I'm getting this because I earned what I got. No, you didn't. You're full of shit.
See, you guys keep bordering on
What's
what
the
I was
Purple
gonna
Heart
say.
story?
He's a polyvestite serial joining wedding crasher, just bordering on Chris Chan territory.
There you go. That says a lot.
What's the Purple Heart story? Because I've heard that he was given it to by another dude.
Purple Heart.
Yeah.
He made up a bullshit story that he was talking to a vet friend of his who he's never mentioned before or since. But Wally, this guy was telling his story about his life and how difficult it is, and then Wally responded.
You should come in and explain it, and we
on
should
YouTube.
cross-examine him.
You should see my trolls on YouTube. And according to Wally, this is right. And Wally's comparing his YouTube thing. There you go. Same fucking jersey. Fucking 20 years ago.
I like the red. Like, it looks like he got Kool-Aid in his beard.
I really hope he didn't buy one. That's a new level of low. I really hope he didn't buy one.
Well, so we don't know for a fact, but according to Wally, some guy said, well, you know what? It sounds like you need this more than I do. And Wally then tried to be this, I'm so humbled by it, and God bless our veterans, and blah, blah, blah. It's just bullshit. It just reeks of bullshit.
And in that video that Wally made, like somebody commented positively, and Wally said, "Wait until the trolls hear about this." Like, he was in his mind, he was like, "We were just gonna be shamed that like Wally got," and of course I was like, "You bought it." Like, you bought it.
I couldn't imagine.
Is it going to be about the spelling mistake on the sign?
A fake story, an exaggerated story, and he felt bad for you.
I couldn't imagine a war veteran giving his hard-earned medal. I just can't imagine that. No matter how humble.
Amen.
I can't see that.
Well, let's hope it because Wally's got YouTube trolls. right?
Well,
I mean,
you
that was
remember?
Wally kind of stopped with the Purple Heart thing. Like,
But
Well,
yeah,
that's because we
away.
called bullshit on it right away.
But in his videos, when he would say, "Oh, you know, you guys have been watching my videos, and you know what I'm going through on my channel with my trolls," and I'm thinking to he sounds like he's like he's
He
Christ.
said, if you guys are carryovers from my Maga Man channel, it's like, yeah, all your trolls are the carryovers.
Right.
Now we're here. Like you're not
I
talking to
honestly
anybody else
think
new.
he tries to make himself out to be some kind of Christ-like figure that's going through this passion in his life with the trolls on YouTube. He's so detached from reality, the guy.
Have you ever heard of Munchausen syndrome?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this a lot with Wally, and like he is, because it's specifically to like medical situations, which I think Wally does. But Wally's entire life is Munchausen syndrome. It's like trying to guard it, with the definition of which is when someone tries to get attention and sympathy by falsifying, inducing, and or exaggerating an illness. They lie about symptoms, they sabotage medical tests, or harm themselves to get symptoms. Diagnosing and treating it is difficult because of a person's dishonesty. That's like Wally in a nutshell. I mean, about
holding
his medical crap.
Absolutely, I believe that with every fiber of my being.
It's everything, and this is
Absolutely.
Wally's cry for attention because mommy never loved him, daddy never loved him, right? His friends never liked him. Wally always was trying to seek out people's approvals, and he would do it in the weirdest, most demented way
See,
possible.
that's where I think. Go ahead.
Wally's mom was in the chat. She loves him. What are you talking about?
Donna has a gash impersonator.
See,
Not
I
true.
think that's where I kind of felt bad for him at the end of the day, because like that's a actual good excuse to a certain extent. Like if your mom, let's say you don't have a father, mother,
Just wait.
he'll
come for you.
So like a mom. So like the mom and father not being here, like that's kind of a sad. I think that's why he has.
But he had them in his life. He's just an asshole. They don't like him.
Yeah,
He had
to
them.
around.
He
Like
grew
they
up
just
with
got
them.
sick of himself.
He's got a brother and a sister. I mean, this is what's telling about Wally, okay? Wally has talked shit about his own family on YouTube. Why do I know his mother was a crayon rubber band stealing Xanax popping woman? Because those are the words that came out of Wally's mouth about his own mother. Why do I know that Wally got beat with a wiffle ball bat from his father who took heroin? Because those are the words that came out of Wally's mouth.
Like I said, I'm not biased here, buddy. So I'm trying to
Yeah,
get.
I mean, if you're gonna feel bad, you should feel bad for the people that Wally spilled his entire life story out onto. Do they get any consent to whether or not they want to learn the bullshit that
you gotta learn to listen to the full story, buddy. I was telling you that I could see why people could fall for his stuff. You gotta learn to listen, buddy. Okay, so I can understand that. Let's say like Penny Pounder, if it's a real girl, right, or whatever the hell it is, they have this story. I can see how they can believe it and stuff like that.
Well, almost everybody falls for it the first, second, third, but then when he fake commits suicide like 19 times, like he did with us, and like goodbye, cruel world. After a while, you're like, okay,
Dan, exactly. When I got into this community kind of thing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I was in the community. That's how I was reacting. I told you guys last time. I got in here, and he just talked about all these people doing them wrong, and that sympathy card. Went over to their channel, and then I was like, okay, there's some. I can't be defending this dude because if you look at the old comments I have, I'm over here like y'all are picking on this dude and all that stuff. And I start watching Gramps more videos and then Dan's, and start seeing the other side, right? And I'm like, okay, this is not okay. But so I can understand why people can defend him if they don't look at the other side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
His story, right?
Well, I mean, look, I wasn't as skeptical as HS when I met the guy. I thought, he seems all right. I mean, he seems like a regular guy. But I mean, after a couple of times, his shit isn't wired right. It's just his elevator don't go to the top floor. He doesn't, it's just not.
He did it like this. He did it like that. He did it with the wiffle ball bat.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got my gun. I've got something to run.
Oh, Hidden, you're going to be the subject of like a whole series of videos. I think, you know what? I'm going to gloat here because I think I had like 6 or 7 videos Wally made about me in a row. And so I don't think anybody's got that. Dan, he didn't, you still, I don't know.
I'd have to look at the timeline. Well, a lot of stuff went. It's like in Magnetic Heaven. Like when his channel got blitzed, I didn't download everything because it was impossible. There was 800 videos to download. And I remember I installed some software, and the software was like smart. It was like, oh, you've been downloading a lot of things from Maga Man. Do you want to download them all? And I'm like, nah. And in hindsight, I was like, why did I click? Because I didn't have hard drive space is why I didn't say yes. But
I mean, I'm thinking about
it's all
this.
gone now.
the highlight so far of the whole Maga Man experience. It had to be the shaved head and the hollow points. I think that was that. Can it ever get? Can we ever
I remember
relive
he
that?
went away,
No,
and we were
no,
all
it can't.
speculating
It
like,
can't. No.
how
in the
is
top
Wally
3
going
for
to
me.
come back to the
It is definitely.
manosphere?
That's the
how
highlight.
is he
It
gonna
has
come
to
back?
be.
And that's how he came back. It's like
I mean,
shaved-headed bullets.
I don't know. I go back to some of his OG videos where he's like coughs up a boogie, and he's like, "I'm dying," and you can see my hand is shaking, and this is for the public record. I will not get.
That's a
the old stuff is pretty cool. I have to admit.
That's some classic too. Yeah.
And even the stuff that you've riffed on, and the chicken nugget toes. This was the hairband off her head. The last time we made love in my car. This piece of toilet tissue.
I keep that next to my Bible because God loves men that have children with women that they don't marry and have sex in cars.
And he wants
I just came across one the other day where he's like and it's a Masonic Bible that he got from our lodge, and it's the King James version. Not to get too theological, but he opens it up and he starts quoting scriptures.
Uh-oh.
Did you ever see that one?
Judge lest ye be judged. Remember when he got that?
Yeah,
quote
he
wrong?
totally baffled. He totally blows that one. Judge lest you be judged. That's what he thinks it's.
I have the right to judge people. That's what he said from his car.
Yeah, then he explains it. He's like, I could judge anyone I want. Like that's the polar opposite of what that.
I just remember when he showed up with the shaved head, and Mr. Money's like, "Whoa, Mega Man got a haircut."
Oh, I
It's
remember.
Like, what the?
I'm just trying to eat my salad.
But that was a seminal moment in Wally history because at that point, like he was on a live stream with like a whole ton of people who all got to see him, like see the Wally that we all know and love, right?
And
all
in
in one
Wally's
place.
mind, he's like, this is how I'm gonna reemerge, and they're just gonna be blown away by Alpha Apex Wally, and I was like, what?
I'm the Apex Alpha. You know that. I'm thinking.
And again, he was drunk or high or something.
Like we have to have some kind of like video, like Wally's top 10 moments, like because I mean
That's
some of the stuff in the Esteban suicide video was great too because his friend is like allegedly hurt
That was
himself.
very interesting.
But then he starts like blaming, the 501st guys and all these guys. Have you seen it? You fucks, he's like so. But one has nothing to do with the other. I don't know how his brain connects those as like.
Well, how is
like,
climate change and Star Wars faggots? Like, how does that even go together?
I do got one last question before I leave. I have one question left for Gramps. When are you going to make those amazing Esteban videos again? Those are like OGs.
Esteban tells me we're going to make some Esteban videos.
I miss those, dude. The chicken nugget toes with the prosthetic foot, dude. That was golden, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you know what? I got to come up with a new concept because it's like the sequel. There's already like 3 sequels to it, and like when it gets to 4 and 5, it gets shitty. So I got to come up with. But we're going to do one.
All right.
You know what? I'm going to do a new Esteban next week. I'm going to talk to Esteban. Esteban did a little video for me the other day. It was just a voiceover, and he's just warming up his his accent and everything. But we're going to do it. Yeah.
He goes, I have baby mama in the back. He said, I have baby mama in the back.
Oh yeah.
You need to do a split screen. And like you're calling Esteban, like one side is you on this, and Esteban, you see,
I don't have your editing skills.
Don't forget to mix the phones up too.
Just put like a piece of tape on the camera so it looks like it's a split screen.
I watched those videos religiously. I loved it, Gramps. It was great stuff. He goes, yeah. So Esteban, say something. See, just I loved it. He's a baby mama in the back. What do you have to say, baby mama?
I think Esteban's like doesn't understand.
You motherfucker! You gotta pay me more money.
It was so G, dude, for sure.
I think Esteban's language barrier is one of the reasons he's still friends with Wally because I
agree with that. Yeah,
I don't think he understands like the depths.
Can't really negotiate.
Like he's just like he feeds me beer and we eat like burgers in the car and like that's like what he sees.
Because like Esteban, I really have no like malice towards the guy. And when I went to call him, I really want him to pick up because I wanted to have like a serious, heartfelt conversation with the guy and just say, I just want to tell you because it's not cool. I know you probably don't want to have this stuff on and your private conversation on the internet, and he should just take it down. And then he probably said that. He said, look, maybe he said that to Wally.
And Wally's like, you know what you should do? You should take my police reports and combine them with your police reports. You should go there and just fill out paperwork. And Esteban's like, I just want the video down.
Right. I'm sure, yeah. He's got common sense, Esteban. You can tell. He's just like, I don't want to go to the police.
I'm sure he doesn't want to tangle with the police over Wally.
Don't you notice that everything that he does, though, it's like from a movie somewhere?
Yeah,
Wally?
I've been saying. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. It's just
Like he's Napoleon Dynamite and Esteban is Pedro.
He's throwing the Gina Carano action figure out the bus with a string.
It's like, oh, my pack, turn it off.
I caught you a delicious bass.
Even his drug use is not even like it does. You don't even see like the it's like not torturing for him. It's just like a shenanigans that he gets into. Oh, I'm getting high and going on the live stream. Let's go. Let's see what happens.
Well, he says
That's
every
when he
now
does
and
the
again I have
flex.
beer for a hoot. He says something. I forget what it is.
I could suck down a couple. That's what he says.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I
oh my,
caught
I
that
could
one
suck
too.
down a couple.
At least he doesn't say adult soda pops anymore, or whatever the fuck he used to say there.
It's always cringe whenever he's like.
I like how he burns my panel for drinking, but then he's doing a live stream sitting in his fucking car drinking.
You mean he's being hypocritical? No.
No, he's worse. He's sitting behind the wheel fucking drinking.
Watching Hidden, like, you straightening him out while he was like, "Oh, someone called the cops on me. I was in my car," and you were like, "Yeah, you were in your front seat drinking beer. Like, what do you think was gonna happen, idiot?" And Wally just missed that. He just like, "Yeah, anyway, my trolls."
Yeah, he heard it exactly, but he just didn't acknowledge it. He's like, "Oh yeah," and then he just went on to something else.
Yeah, he's just like that's what he just ignores any advice, or maybe he did.
He came onto my channel once giving advice. He was just like, "Just be yourself," because I was like, do you guys have anything to add, like contribute to the panel or any advice you want to give? And then he was like, "Oh yeah, for your channel, don't use big words. Just be yourself. Don't try to
that
act
was the one
smart."
he's like, make sure your introduction isn't very long. Meanwhile, he's got like a 2-minute introduction.
And then now he's got the clown show music. It's perfect. It's perfect. But like whenever I watch this video, I have to scroll through that because it's too long. It's nonsense. Nobody cares.
The tranny one that he put out recently, it reminds me of literally like an Adult Swim fake like commercial. Like it's like, "Oh, kids," and then it's the guy from the serial killer movie. It's like the guy from Silence of the Lambs, and he's dancing in the camera. It's so disturbing. Like it's terrible. It's
and then you
terrifying.
think like this is a man who cannot see his own children, and he's like talking about like keep away.
No
from
wonder. Yeah, I can picture him doing that dance, and it's disgusting. It's like in my head.
While he's stuck in his thing between his.
And
legs.
then the times where he would like come into my live stream, he would completely derail. He would completely derail the conversation, and then he'd be like, "Go ahead and guys say it. Go ahead and say it. You guys know you want to say it. Don't stop censoring yourself." And then he would say like the most racist, unhinged thing, and he's like, "Come on, guys, am I right? Like, go ahead and say it. Don't be afraid to say it like
that
it is."
Harambe looking bitch.
Like
Go ahead, say it.
And then he'll be like,
Wally's
these criminals,
advice is,
these Harambes.
all Wally's advice is like the little thing out of a fortune cookie.
Yeah, no, that's not what we're all.
I had to watch
We're not all thinking that in our head. Wally.
Come on now. Come on out, Wally. Come on out. Like he's a turtle.
What was the name of that guy?
And his head is popping out a little bit.
Look
Or how he
at
smacks.
you.
Who was that guy?
Esteban
He had
in the
like
arm,
3
like-
teeth.
Somebody encouraged me to make that video. Somebody
Yourself,
said,
Your friend is awaiting soon. You'll find a nice gathering. You are gregarious and well liked among your peers.
Yeah, every one of Wally's advice. He did a thing today, right? Like he did the one thing with the
Master
with the buy the store brand stuff because you'll save money. Today he's saying, well, guys, he's talking about his car.
Okay.
Well, guys, just make sure you look after your vehicles and make sure you park them in a well lit spot and like all these slogans and bumper stickers.
Roving gangs
Right.
children.
Don't park where the bicycle kids are breaking windows. I mean, maybe like he should have said, hey guys, you know what? Don't put these obnoxious bumper stickers all over your car, and don't fly these flags and like you're a South American dictator in a staff car, and then people won't fuck with your shit. Try to play.
Don't hesitate to pay a premium for safety. He's already going back on it.
He in one video he called it the Trollmobile. He's like, "Oh, the
Yep.
Trollmobile is out." It's like, yeah, someone broke your window, Trollmobile guy. Like, surprised? Like,
But
come
why
on,
won't he
idiot.
call it a car? It irks me so much. He keeps
His
saying
vehicle. It's a vehicle. His vehicle.
I
Yeah,
printed
imagine
out
that
the lease in
they-
PDF
imagine
format and then talked
if
about it on
the
WhatsApp.
adjust-
I spoke to my friend. Yeah, why did he tell me that he
Very
spoke to
specific.
Esteban in WhatsApp? Like, what do I
Oh,
care?
We lost Barrett. Yeah,
That's why I
very
say
specific.
he's like on Chris Chan territory. He's not as bad as Chris Chan, but he's working his way to it.
Who's
Well,
Chris Chan?
I think because WhatsApp.
Oh
I mean,
my God.
don't they say WhatsApp is strongly encoded, so Wally's secret messages to Esteban can't get picked off by the Ukrainian underground? I mean,
Yeah.
Walter make a water his vet video. Yeah, that's
That's
right. Walter's gonna make a video. I got a mosquito bite and it itches. Did you guys ever notice that? You know, just stay away from mosquitoes and you won't have to scratch, or stay away from poison ivy.
No, he would have a table of shit, and he'd be like, "Whenever I get a mosquito bite, this is what I use. I use this thing, and you don't get it with rose hips because that's bullshit." And
Oh, I have
gotta
so
get
many
Colada.
clips from his vitamin videos from back in the day. His supplement videos.
I remember like on his old channel when you sorted the videos by like most viewed, the least viewed one was like a video about his vitamin stuff. It was like nobody ever was like, fine. Had like 20 views out of all his other
What was that? What was the affliction with? He's got this little red spot on his leg.
Erythema nodosum. Apparently, it's related to a sarcoidosis, which is actually a real condition. The problem is Wally probably had a very mild case of sarcoid, and it probably was completely unrelated to 9/11. And plenty of people get diagnosed with sarcoid. It doesn't always. My former father-in-law had sarcoid. You do nothing, and it resolves, like it did in Wally's case. But Wally's got a boo-boo on his shin, and somehow he can't work.
He's got what do you call that again? Because like I love when Wally like tries to sound like medically
It's
competent.
erythema nodosum. I got to look it up now.
Erythema nodosum. Yeah, I just got to remember because next
Yep.
time I get into a trivia show, I'll use erythema nodosum because that's not something that anybody uses in normal
I
conversation.
love going back to when you called Esteban. Like Wally makes a video, he's like, "Oh yeah, somebody called Lucian," and he does quotes. But meanwhile, he knows
Pretending.
exactly where the name came from because he used that to email all the Mason guys. So I thought that was a great 4D move because Wally has to pretend as if he's never heard the name Lucian before, even though he used it 817 times while emailing.
Like I didn't understand that either. He emails all the Mason guys. He could have just said, "Look, this is Walter, and I don't like what Kevin's doing. I think it's wrong or whatever." But he has
did,
to
yeah,
this
he did the same thing to
elaborate.
me. He emailed me a message like, "This isn't Walter. This is a friend of Walter." I think he thinks in his mind he's shielding himself from legality. Like he's like, "This isn't Dan, but this is Dan's friend, and I'm going to murder you one day." Like he thinks that protects him legally.
Actually, I got a
They
couple
say that.
texts months
They
ago.
say that about lying, right? Like, if you're gonna lie, keep it short. But Wally's lies are just like so deep and intricate. No, I was in the and like imagine him calling like how he calls out sick, like how he must like if he ever had a job, he would just be like give you like this really long winding story,
This
and
boss
then we
is
had to
like,
go
"Are you
down,
coming today or not?"
and then my
Like,
car
that's it.
crashed.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
need
And
to
it was
know.
assaulted by hoodlums, and there was a ninja, and then he was like, and I called him a junior, and I tried to wring his neck. Like he only picks on people who are below his grade of education. Like anybody who's like even anywhere past
That's
the high
Penny
school,
Pounder.
they just yeah.
Below his education.
Penny Pounder
He
went
will
to bed, I think.
he will manhandle them. Like he
I-
slaps. He literally takes Esteban, and he's like, "Come on, man, speak your piece," and he'll whap him.
It sounds like he's asking for someone to come and shoot him in his last. He's like, come. He's like, if you're man enough.
No, but I think it's gonna escalate.
Put one in
Like,
my
he's
head,
like,
please.
You have to put a bullet in my head and a bullet. Soon we're gonna be like, he's gonna be like, you're gonna have to incinerate me and light my body on fire and throw me into a vat of toxic acid just to keep me from shutting up.
It's oddly specific.
Even with a bullet in my head, I'll still keep talking. It's like, oh god.
Now you're turning him into like a supervillain. If we throw him in a vat of acid, God knows what he'll be. He'll be like Maga Man for real somehow.
Some kid's
He's
gonna be
the Dark
robbing
Lord.
a corner store, and he's gonna be like, "Freeze, punk!" and he's gonna pepper ball the kid, and the kid's gonna turn around and blow him away.
Yeah. Bullshit. Wally wouldn't have the balls. Wally wouldn't even have the balls to draw his weapon.
No, all he has
He's
to
going
do
to
is
be
tap it.
fingerprinting all the
He
kids
just
in the
has to tap
neighborhood
it.
to try to match up the rock.
I'm not to be trifled with. You look like the vagabond that was near my apartment the other day.
Not to be truffled with.
You're right though. He doesn't really have any villainous intent. He
true
just wants to
sure.
be the best liked person in the group. That's like the epicness of his villain story. He's like, I just want to be the one that everyone likes and no one says anything bad about. Like I will rule over everyone.
Yo, True Sherb's in the shit. Yo, what up, True Sherb? Yo, oh yeah, oh yeah, it's my boy True Sherb. Oh yeah.
Sherm?
That's how Wally would.
Come on in, Sherm.
Anytime Sherb would show up, oh yeah, that's my boy. Like Wally, stop with the whatever
He's
you're
got
doing.
40 pictures of his damage on his car. The one thing he needs to take a picture of is the windshield. He's got 40 pictures of that, but no pictures of him giving out soup at the food kitchen or any of that shit.
Right.
I think if he was really doing that, he'd be snapping that. It'd be Instagram stories.
He couldn't prevent from filming it.
I remember that whole video where he's going after Baron Yam and Windy. I'm surprised at you, and he goes, I'm glad Sherm straightened me out.
I have fantasies
I
have fantasy like a Maga Man and hidden there in the back in like a Discord or the StreamYard ended, and he's like, "Come on, man, you can show me your face. You can trust me." like Maga Man's trying to figure out more about information about hidden. It's like the worst two friends that could ever meet. Is like a guy who can't keep his camera off, and then a guy who doesn't like want to ever show it himself. And it's just like seeing the two interactions is like it's gold. It honestly is comedy.
That was another one of my favorites where he's like, "Oh, and he fucked up now," and like I was on my bike and I passed this intersection where he zoomed into the sign. He already knew my address. He pretty much knew who I was because way before he unmasked me, he had mentioned my names in other live streams. So I mean, it wasn't a big stretch, and I wasn't even working hard to. He's like, oh, he screwed up. He tripped up. He
It's almost like you don't want to interrupt anything that he's in because we've sort of bred him in captivity and we want to like reintegrate him into the wild. It's just like, oh crap, Wally found a new group.
Back in the wild.
Quiet.
We want him to be without a car for as long as
no
possible.
comments for a week. Let's see how he gets. Let's see if he finds a mate.
we bred him in cat. What we domesticated Wally? Well,
yeah, he is. He's buying Dinty Moore and name brand ramen. It's like off brand ramen.
Raymond,
like,
Axe body spray.
Raymond and Cooper spray.
I saw Dozang's in the chat. Dozang's? I like that cap that he has. What does it say? Fuck Wally or Wally sucks? One of the two. I thought that was classic.
Merch, yeah, everyone's been getting Wally merch.
You should make a T-shirt with him standing beside the tickle trunk from Mr. Dress Up.
Oh,
yeah.
I've
got the Wally shirt tomato.
MGTOW Cock, actually, he sent me an email one time, very early on with the whole Wally thing. Yeah,
Savage Cock?
Savage Cock,
the elusive.
Savage Cock.
That's a great screen name.
And he's like, he wanted to make like funny Wally T-shirts. I forget what it was. It was something. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think we could probably make some money on that.
Wally would jump. He'd get his lawyer. He'd get his pro bono lawyer, and he'd be all over that in a minute.
Have one and just show it. Wally would lose his shit. Get a picture of Photoshop it onto baby mama.
I think at the Star Wars Christmas, I didn't go to the Christmas party this year, but a couple of guys had Wally T-shirts on because Wally left such a mark on the party. They had some
make like a caricature of him as a walrus.
Fucking Wally.
He's like that substitute teacher that had a reputation anytime they came around.
I have sarcoidosis. Fuck you, Wally.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
Yeah, that was great. That was every time I saw him in that, I used to crack me up.
Except if you're walking around town with that hat on, people would be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
That's what he That's what he wants. To be honest, sadly, that's what he likes.
You gonna throw that picture up I put in the background?
Oh, he camped up.
Oh shit!
Oh,
so they lower
Force
the hat
choker.
down. I love that the only color is the hat.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
That's
Force choker.
That's magic. That's just magic.
No undershirt.
I took that picture of Wally at fucking Troop, and he just sat there in his leather suit, looking all sad. And it just came out this poetically beautiful black and white picture. So then we photoshopped it where he's sitting in Vader's chamber, and somebody added the Walmart pom pom hat coming down instead of the Vader helmet.
We need to animate that scene to have a little.
Now you got to do one where he's the Vader that has no arms and legs, and say, "I have sarcoidosis on it."
I never heard in my life the term sarcoidosis until I ran into Wally, but it will never escape my brain until I'm old and crotchety and have Alzheimer's or something.
Well, this is what pisses me off, because I have heard these things, and this asshole talks about his back problems. I got bigger back problems than him, and I go to work every motherfucking day. The condition that he claims is like my spondylolisthesis, right? Everybody's got spondylolisthesis. 80% of men over 40 have spondylolisthesis. He's full of shit. He's just full of shit.
Isn't that what spondylolisthesis? You're full of shit about your back pain.
No, when he coughed up, wasn't that spondylofeces? What was that?
Full of feces.
It's called phlegm.
Yeah, exactly.
That's called up the loogie. Bullshit.
Spit full of feces.
We get it.
From
It's
being
phlegm.
in traction.
Look at the phlegm on
Guys, I can't go to work. My shit full of feces is acting up.
I like
My
it. Yeah,
back-
well, going back to that
shit.
one when it's like his hand is shaking.
Shit oozes
Guys,
out of his
I have to
spine.
hold the camera with this hand because this hand is
I can't
shaking.
even lift up my hairband. I can't even lift up the hairband.
Yeah, guys. Like, I don't know if I can handle this live stream right now. But he always,
God, I
he
can't
always has
even
that
blink
one-
my eyes.
And he'll be
He was
coughing,
so
he'll be
dramatic.
coughing and stuff, but every now and again he makes sure he looks at the camera. He's like,
As if your shit went out of focus there.
"Oh,
Yeah, you're out of
I
focus.
shook it."
But
Did a COVID
there's
cough
always
right
gonna
on
be.
this.
I'm looking for the next interaction where it's always every once a month or twice a month where he makes that phone call to either I think his mother, or he tries to get in touch with baby mama, or he does actually make contact with his family, and then it's the same answer: no, she won't talk to you, you won't talk to me. And then he makes one of those defeated videos like he did in the car. I fought the good fight, I tried what I did, but we
So is he
haven't
not
gotten
allowed to
dead.
talk
I think
to
we're-
them or what?
We're
He's not
owed one of those. I think we're one short on one of those. He really owes us one of those.
We're due sad crying
We
while.
gotta check in with the family.
Christmas. It's Christmas.
Like, is he not allowed to talk to his kids or something?
No, he's
No,
not.
I don't think so. I don't think
Wow.
so.
He's not. He's got a restraining. She's got a restraining
That
order.
and then the parental alienation. I thought it was fun. You guys already talked about it, I think, but
Oh, what
like
was that?
how he alienated himself from this family and then blamed it on them. Like
I think
Claimed
that was
it.
some legal term. He was alienation.
Alienation of affection.
Alienation
and
of
he
affection.
filed it. He filed it in North Carolina. So in order for that to happen, he would need to the family would need to be in North Carolina, and he had to be alienated from them in residency there. I'm pretty sure, right? Or I don't know how. it works
I
in
don't
New
know
York
how
State.
any of this stuff works across state lines.
Like I
because
said, he's the
generally-
only idiot that can figure it out. Like people who are that intelligent can be like, I can't even explain to you how this shit works. Like Dan and I still have to go try to reclaim kids in New York that we've never owned. We still got to figure that out, Dan. How to reclaim.
Yeah, you
your
can't
kids.
move away and then expect the family to move closer to you so that you can have visitation.
That's my Wally
Unless
video.
they lived there
I'm trying
before.
to contact baby mama.
Yeah.
He won't listen, guys. As you
The
drive.
thing you can't do is take your kids and leave. But he left, so it's different.
the kids, their home was in New York. Their childhood residence was in New York. He left New York, and how can he expect any judge in New York to say, okay, the kids can go down to Carolina? No, it's not going to work. But he knows all this. He knows all this. He just doesn't. He denies the
Initially,
reality of it.
I thought he was talking about visitation, and I was like, "What's the logistics of that?" Because it's plane rides, and he doesn't have any money. But he was going for the Hail Mary, like she's going to quit her job, take the kids, and move in with me. It was
Move
like,
away from her family and stuff. That's it's a foundation. It's gonna
To live
walk
under
away
the
from
house, the house of Wally.
that.
There it is.
There you go.
Is
That's
there an heir to the house of Wally? Is that like a lineage?
I
There
guess
is
the
one.
son would be the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want a Purple Heart?
Hildegard.
Yeah, I'll take one. They're like $19. You can buy them on eBay.
I
Really
want to
good
do a bit where I got the Medal of Honor,
Oh shit!
But it turns out like you can't. There's like it's hard to get a replica, and if you do, they're like, "Why are you buying a replica?" Like I'm like, there's too much heat on this gig, this bit, so I just aborted it. But
I think it's okay if you put Rambo's picture on it.
Rambo
I just
Light.
want a replica, but they're like, "No, we don't. You can't get a replica." And why do you want a replica?
Replica.
And there's actually different Medal of Honors, which I thought was interesting. Every armed service, it's a little bit different. I thought it was kind of interesting. You learn something. Whenever I research Wally bits, I learn something new every day.
Shoplifted valor.
This was great.
And then Wally's like, "I'll get you next time." after his thing fails, you know.
The Gargamel. Fucking idiot.
He's always
His machine
wearing.
is like on fire behind him. "Oh, I'll get you next time, troll."
I'm sure Yam probably doesn't even know who those characters are. That's a little bit. He's too young for it.
Gargamel is he was in Smurfs, right?
Yeah.
Smurfs.
Yeah,
Okay, he's the tall, skinny guy. Yeah,
Fun fact: Gargamel he wanted the Smurfs so he could cook them in a pie and eat them.
He was hungry.
But then they stopped like talking about that because it was a kid show, and it was like he was just trying to get them. But that was his motivation, was he wanted to like eat them because apparently Smurfs taste good.
That's That's back when it was just a French story.
There was some
France.
things in Bugs Bunny back in the day when I was a kid, and if you watch Bugs Bunny when you're older, you notice there was some stuff in there that was kind of not meant for kids, but you had to listen for it. It was kind of funny stuff.
Well, like Tom and Jerry were always getting drunk and shit. They don't do that anymore. Jerry was always falling into like a bottle of whiskey to come out. They don't make cartoons like that anymore.
Yeah, and he said like he's talking about that's bad. Well, he's talking about like Star Wars Disney, but he's like saying Disney is bad, but then he makes those videos like the Silence of the Lambs one. It's like that has more subliminal messaging in it than Aladdin. Where they're like, oh,
he's really
like
Disney by buying an officially Disney licensed collectible toy. What is Disney gonna do now?
Yeah, and well, if I can pull it off like subliminal messaging, it's okay, But if you actually work hard and spend money at advertising and marketing to get these subliminal messages in, you're evil. You need to be, disbanded.
And he's always like talking about cancel culture. They're trying to cancel me, and then he's like, "Don't go to Disney, everybody. Cancel Disney." Like the hypocrisy is amazing. I should do an hypocrisy minute. Let me write that down. Disney canceling Disney. Oh, we got another.
Yeah, my favorite is how he talks about the youth, and he's like, "You guys just need to respect your elders and listen to your elders." And
Wally, the role model for kids.
Hebrew Spaceman added something. Here we go. I don't know what
There
it is.
is no evidence to support that I have mental issues. None whatsoever.
Oh boy.
So
He's got to stop to eat. And then he holds his finger up to the camera.
Does he burp?
Like I said, he might be a comedic genius. There's
no evidence to support I have mental issues.
Something kind of crazy.
Crunch.
And then like the next week he was like, "I think I have COVID, everybody," because it's like, no, you just had bad broccoli. Like you gotta watch that shit, man.
I thought that was hysterical. Yeah,
You
bought
just
a
need to play
bad
that.
Walmart broccoli plate.
Here we go. Here's the other one.
You just need to play that and then cut it with him putting the gun in his head.
I had to go to a guy to get permission to use this.
This whole thing caught up to me, but when a doctor comes along, I let him know everything that's going on. So,
my voice. The most effeminate cough.
Oh, shit. I cough harder than that smoking a joint.
Oh no, we don't know if we made it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Wally always makes it. His kind don't die easy.
He'll outlive us all.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it'd be like, see, I told them. He's 99.
Yeah, his genes just like won't die for some reason. Like he just something in him, in his deep down, it just is like
His
fighting.
sarcoid will spread. Just his whole body will be red
Parasitic.
like his leg, but it'll still be alive.
Yeah.
If
there was a teat large enough, I feel like he would just be swallowed up next to it, like
I don't know if I would've
just
let this
life
guy in.
size.
He's gonna derail the whole thing. Here we go. Let's see what happens.
Goes
this?
parasitic.
This is hidden. This is mysteriously kind.
Oh,
Right?
mysteriously kind. Hey.
Hi. Hey, mysteriously kind.
What's going on, MK?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Come on, MK, give us your favorite Wally story.
Everything gets
I
turned
don't
down
have
first.
any Wally stories because I don't really talk to Wally.
Well, no one really talks to Wally. We talk at Wally, but he doesn't.
Give us your favorite your favorite Wally memory.
I don't have one because I don't pay attention to what he does.
But you're missing the party then.
What are you doing here? I mean, no, it's fine. You know.
No.
MK, everybody.
No, I
He's
love
Ray,
MK.
he's fearless,
I think this is the
man.
first
He
time I've
says-
ever spoken to MK. But yeah,
Just shows up.
a guy with a pepper launcher versus a marauding bison. There's a movie to be told here. There probably is.
Like I said, I bet shooting kids off of bikes is probably very fun. Like they probably go flying the bike.
I
goes
think
the other
about
way.
that story because, like, I think about him, and it's just like he's near a school yard area that's next to a Walmart, and he happens to like scour the toy section for a Darth Vader figure, and he doesn't find it, but he sees like a kid's bag that drops, and the kid runs off to play, or his girlfriend or something just got in an argument, and he eyes the bag. And he's just staring at that bag, then you see like the fire behind his eyes, and then he snatches the bag and runs off. And then on this video, he's like, "Look at this new doll that I scored, guys!" And it's like,
scored.
When, I'm trying to remember, when is the first time that Wally cried? That Maga Man is a warrior.
It's Chris.
I've seen Kmart Investor go on Wally's live streams, and I think he's a troll, but I'm not 100%. He's got to be. Because
The first time I ever saw him cry was
is it
when
ironic? I can't.
It's Christmas clip. I've never actually seen him cry.
I haven't seen a Kmart in years.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're around. Are they still around?
There was one in Penn Station for a while.
Oh,
it's still there.
I seen his friend around Blue Light Special.
I think they were trying to change their sign not too long ago. Whenever one of those supermarkets tried to change their sign, you know that they're going through some trouble.
Oh, Maga Man just put up a video.
These trolls have to stop.
No, it's UN Agenda 21.
Oh my
God, that's
2030.
There's a
what
whole.
will
There's
you
a
do?
whole.
I know I
What
have to
is
get
the
through everyone's
point
like,
of him-
oh god.
Why do you think he just latches onto that? There's so many conspiracies, he can.
Because I think it's
Maybe
easier to go after that than to go after his trolls, because his trolls
Well,
are
there was that
a
one
mess.
soundbite. There was that one soundbite where it was like they were renegotiating some deal or contract or act, and it was like a bunch of money going to Middle East for gender education, re-education things, and he was just like got so up in arms about that.
That's a good one.
And he just and then it's just like
Hey, Dave.
anything that has to do with gender or race, it's like that's why UN Agenda 21 he just loves going. He literally just reads excerpts out of the book.
Yeah, but
he
he
has
misinterprets
a book and
everything
it's
they
all
say.
highlighted.
You know that getting rid of Aunt
he's
Jemima
got
was
little
part of Agenda
age
21.
markers and little sticky notes in
Yeah.
the book, and
I'm sure it was. Yeah, everything, like all the icons and stuff that have been changed and stuff. That's all because of Agenda 21. Wally won't let you forget.
He goes down all these rabbit holes, and I get, maybe there are some conspiracy things, but I think Sigmund Freud said sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. I mean, there's not a second meaning into everything in life, and I mean, I think that's Wally gets all wrapped up into that, and I think that's part of his problem. And I happen to think the only place that guy gets any social interaction is at Walmart. I think that's a social experience for him. I think that's a night out for him when he goes to Walmart, because he probably
Shitty and Lobster Tails.
that's Monday night. What is that? The Monday night seafood or whatever it is. Who would you used to call I think it was Babu. He would call seafood. I always thought that was amusing.
He probably needed that. Like when he went with his friend to Walmart. He probably takes like everybody to Walmart just because that's like where his nest. He nests there. And it's like Walmart is different than reality because nothing really is what it is at Walmart. You can like switch a tag, you can argue with a manager. Like my friend was like we're in Walmart, we're getting a scooter, and the box was damaged, and he managed to talk to the guy about the damaged box, and then no sale, like no reduction in price, but there's a warranty now. That if he brings it back because the box was damaged, it's like you can just negotiate anything if you have the imagination and you like have the wisdom of like what the bureaucrat, all the bureaucratic shit that happens up in
While
Walmart
he's damaging
corporate.
the cans to get a discount.
He's gaming the system. Yeah, he's gaming the system in Walmart. Walmart is like his amusement park. It really is like. And
yeah, he has to be like treated like a customer when he walks in, so he immediately has the upper hand, you know.
Yeah, there's people like out there like, I own you. You work for me. Do your job for me. It's just like if Wally wasn't against the mask so much, he would be a mask and not like okay, I don't want to say the N-word. He'd be a mask N-word. Because he would just be telling people like, put up your mask, you know. It's just I'm surprised he doesn't latch on to that little bit of power. Is that not surprising?
Did you guys see the video when he was talking about Elon Musk? And he confuses Elon Musk with Bezos from Amazon.
Oh, Jeff, yeah.
He says Elon Musk shot Shatner into space, but meanwhile that's the Amazon guy.
Oh, that was yeah.
Fucking Wally.
That's typical Wally. He's always half wrong on everything. Or mostly 90%.
Yeah, well, like he's unable to really form ideas on the go. Like when he got his car smashed, I even like ran it back multiple times. I couldn't make sense of it. He was like, "It's not the first time something like this to me." And I was like,
"There's been a few videos that I've played a few times. I'm like, I don't understand. I'm Wally's biggest fan, and I do not understand what he's talking about in this video. There's a few of those out there.
Can you imagine being the police officer taking that? It's like, oh, you got to go back to that address again. That Walter guy, he's got a problem. So then the guy goes down there and he's like, no, there's a hole in this car. He's like,
that's the one time where I think planting crack is an appropriate tactic.
He just shoots it.
Right
he just shoots it through the hole in the windshield. He's like, oh, I see there's something on your seat there.
You know the local cops down there, whatever the local precinct is, they have a nickname for him. You know they have to have a nickname for Wally already.
They're probably another group that has, they probably talk about him like every other group.
Pepperball Pete.
Yeah, they probably call him some. Oh yeah, the 9/11 hero is needs a wellness check again, or yeah, something happened to
George
his car
Bush.
again, or yeah.
He's dead. He's sad, everybody. I'm sure the cops know that too. Like, there's probably like people who call the cops for kind of like not important things because they want that interaction of a human being. You know, like I bet there's like old people that do that.
I think in emergency room nurses call them frequent flyers or something, and I think that's what Wally is to the police. He's their frequent flyer. Here he is again.
He's a 5150 is what he is.
We got the Patriot online too.
Damn, play the video.
Detective.
Which one?
I added another one.
There's a lot of them up there. I think this one.
Pretend that I'm glad you went away. These phones closing more every day. Now I'm dying inside. Nobody knows it but me.
Since when does Kylo have a beer belly?
Oh, he's pregnant.
Like a clown, I put on a show.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The pain is real, even if nobody knows.
It's like Jeff Gordon.
Gender bender.
That's the best.
Why didn't I say the things I needed to say? How could I let my angel get away? Now my world is just a tumbling down.
Vitamins.
I can see it so clearly. But you're nowhere around. Not so lonely. The days are so sad.
That's how he pounded the ground that time. WinterCon. Didn't he go down on one knee and pound the ground at WinterCon?
I like
Allegedly.
yeah. I like
And then he
the
had to
story-
stop that.
I like the story of how Wally joined an anti Star Wars costuming group, like the anti 501st group.
Yeah, and they kicked him out.
They kicked him out.
They were like, "What does this have to do with the 501st?" Because Wally was like, "I strangled baby mama, but I really didn't." And they're like, "What are you doing?"
Unlike Spock, Wally is fucked up in multiple universes. You know, he's
next.
Well, I can see him not getting. I can see him not being accepted to the costuming group, but not being accepted to the anti-costuming group. It's so straightforward. We shit on the costuming group, and then we go home. That's literally. It's so much easier to get along with the anti-group.
I was trying to.
He
find
did what he
that
always
group,
did. He
that
took
group
over
is
the
still
place.
out there, but like Wally's
Yeah.
comments disappeared. But you can kind of see where he used to be because like he went away from Facebook, but you could see people like mentioning his name, but like his comments are gone. I was trying to find out if I could still find that stuff.
Because
but
you
it's
know
all
what it
gone.
was? They were like, "This is the guy that's given us all a bad name. You can't be
Like, I'm
an
sure they're like, "We
anti-costumer
understand."
now without fucking being tied to that guy."
Well, he did what he always does: is he sucked all the all the air out of the room, right?
Come on, Kmart.
He joined
Who
the
are you,
group.
buddy?
Yeah, he's handsome. He joined the group, which had its own reason to exist, and people who had supposedly bad experiences with the 501st and costuming or whatever. And then Wally was
I
like,
think Dan knows a
I
lot
know.
about that.
Let me tell you about my trolls. Let me tell you what happened to me. And every post became about him and his life and his woes. And they were just like, okay, you got to
So
stop.
that was the group that he was holding up medical paperwork, and
Yeah.
one of the things just had his social security number, and he kept on flashing it, and people in the live stream were like, "Dude, you're showing your social security number."
I think the
Fucking Big
501st asked the security guard to throw his helmet down just to get him going.
I wish we had that much foresight. Kick him right in the cod piece.
Just pull on it and let it go. Snaps back.
I fucking hate him.
Come on, Wally, come on in. It's 5 people watching.
Worse than those butt plates that you got to sit on.
Absolutely.
I can't sit. You can't. Stormtroopers usually can't sit. Some guys can. They modify that they can, but I can't sit.
Well, the speeder bike guys must have a suit that you can sit in.
Yeah, they can sit pretty well.
Yeah, see,
I never
guy.
did armor. I did officers, so I could sit anywhere I damn well please.
Yeah.
See, I would want to be an Imperial Guard because then you just have to pull this shit up. And
That's
all
legit.
good.
I think I can only be a rebel since I'm ethnic. Ethnically ambiguous. Probably can
Well-
only be a rebel.
What's the most
Not-
popular costume?
Not anymore. You can be a Stormtrooper now.
Well, yeah, no, that's true.
Most
No,
people
I was
like
gonna
Bobby
say
Stormtrooper.
Kylo Ren. He was kind of gender bending in that Kylo Ren costume. I think like maybe Ren was gonna have Rey's baby. That
belly
way the
bending.
belly. Yeah.
Well, do you know you guys? I told this before. Do you know the story about Wally's Kylo Ren costume? He bought a
How did
Kylo
he
Ren.
get that?
He has no fucking money, right? The guy is on the outs.
Kylo Ren.
He's got to sell his Vader costume. I think because he had the shitty pants.
Layaway Ren.
Yeah, layaway. And his mother washed his first Kylo Ren costume and shrunk it too much. And I'm not even making this shit up. I swear to God. So then he had to go out and buy another one.
Had to. No other.
Because he was talking about how he had to source it again. This is a guy that has no money, no job. He's on disability, right? And mommy
And
shrunk
the
his...
family where he lived were like, "Can you chip in to help us
Yeah.
pay the mortgage?" And he's like, "Nope, Kylo Ren's new costume. Gotta,
Need a new Freddy glove.
Yeah, exactly. Version
You can't
4,
walk
episode
4
2.
feet and cut the grass.
With his Freddy glove. He should have did it with that.
And talking
but
about
just-
telling, like when he was thrown out of the house,
He bought a second Kylo Ren.
Yeah, because mom shrunk the first one.
yeah.
Well,
like
do
I
you
said,
ever hear him talk about? He's like, I only buy 1 or 2 soccer jerseys a year now. Really, you
Nah.
asshole? You know,
Yeah,
I
You
got
mean he
9
only
MAGA
wears
hats.
1 or 2 a year?
he had to buy a Gina Carano to collect his to finish off his hate collection. He's got
Yeah.
Aunt Jemima and Mr. Potato Head and like it's all this it's like the collection. What
Yeah,
do you call
that's
it? The
we
collection
gotta
of
see. Okay, bad
triggering the
news.
libs or something. I don't know.
We got to talk about this issue with hygiene, with this whole topic of hygiene with Wally, because back, I can't imagine him being as much of a neat freak living in his mom's place like back in the day, like or in since he was a kid. You know, I feel like this clean thing is really recent. You know, I think it has to do with his repressed sexuality and
He's a dirty
somebody
boy.
said something. Yeah, somebody said something in it, like somebody said something like he was scrubbing himself with a wire brush, like
Me, I could picture him.
I'm clean, I'm
I'm so
clean,
dirty.
I'm clean. You know,
He's like a
and
member
now
of the
he's
Opus Dei that has to
because
torture
like
himself
Norse
because he's a
Norse
sinner.
Norse culture, it kind of allows for some polygamy, but definitely not like homosexuality. So it's like he's trying to find that outlet somewhere where he can really be like a bromance kind of like a bro's bro, you know,
There's
like
lots of
snug
self-flagellation there.
cuddling with my bros, yeah, like Catholic Norwegian, yeah, he's like a flagellist or whatever, one of those
He's
guys.
cuddling with his bros, going, "This isn't gay, is it?"
Did you hear him
It's not
talk?
gay if the lights are off.
I think it was
He's got those metal pan catches set up to like ricochet back in his back, and he's like shoot it, Esteban. No, I don't want to. It's like do it. I must pay, and it's like ting 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 ting, and it like strikes him in the back. It feels so good.
Right in the
I want a
sacred
Grimberg
ice.
in the shit shoot. Let's go.
in
The
one of his
release of
recent
blood.
in one of his recent videos, like he's talking about blue-haired Star Wars people and like communism and socialism, and he's like, my stuff is my stuff, and you
Right.
can't have my
My
stuff. And he's like,
TV.
it's my car, it's my TV, and in the litany of things he names, the last thing he names, I think, is it's my vacuum cleaner. Now, whoever, no, I swear,
Because it was just
I
sitting
know.
across
Yeah,
the way.
right.
That's why.
It's
He
my-
just saw
no,
it.
of like all your prized possessions that you own.
This is
where
like
does
his
the-
crowd
where does
work.
the-
His crowd
where
is just props and
He's
like,
looking around the room.
fly.
What's
Yes,
going
oh
on?
my! It's my vacuum cleaner. I mean, like I would just scan past that. I wouldn't even care about the vacuum that much. But in Wally's mind, it parlays into something with that neat freak stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, I have a pretty nice vacuum too.
But it's
I
so
don't
it's
use
so
it as
unoriginal. Like Wally had another thing where he was like, I did a video about him clapping. I swear he saw it because in his video he started doing like an applause like break too, like immediately
Oh, he was
after I
trying to stick it
uploaded
to you.
the clapping. I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, the laugh
Well,
track.
that's
and
the thing
clapping
he would
stuff.
use. He like if you said something negative about him and he saw it, he'd be like, "I know." Like he'd make it like a big deal, like he saw that comment. Like with Slippery, it's like I know that, and then you're just like, yeah, okay.
He does
You
not
just
do
go on.
subliminals well.
And he doesn't know
Yeah,
how to
no,
handle
he-
it. Like if you
he's just, like,
acknowledge
very,
that you said something mean about him, he's just like, but I tried to bully you into silence, and it didn't.
I can
work.
see how somebody will like try to discern if we're just telling like trust me, Wally's a bad person, but it's like if he was here to defend himself, it would be more dysfunctional. It'd be hard to get through to somebody about who this person is because
He's an incel.
Wally refuses to allow, like he refuses to, be silent or like let something speak. He has to hang himself every single time. Like if you even give him like a toned down version of what he's done wrong and try to ego up, like boost his ego a little bit, like almost like an interrogation, he'll fight it. He'll be like, no, I am not the people that they have made me out to be. It's like, dude, okay, chill. you can like can you just imagine a detective like be like, all right, bro, relax about your trolls. We know who they are. Okay, we talked to them. we know. Like that's not why we're here today. He would try to deflect the entire time. He'd be like, "Well, no, they made me vandalize. They made me beat that guy. They made me shoot him."
Trolling.
If you had him in here,
Juicy.
right, and you said to him, Wally, just a question, like just talking, right? You make this big video about, and I don't know if you guys saw it. I know Dan knows about it, and HS probably knows about it. He made this big video about taking all his Mason stuff and putting it in a trash bag and throwing it out, right?
I remember
but
that.
now it came back in these goofy videos he makes. So if you said to him, Wally, why'd you make that video and claim that whole thing, but you really didn't do it? So what was the point? What were you trying to prove? What emotion or what reaction were you trying to elicit? Did you want people to call you and say, "Oh no, don't, Wally, no"? Yeah, I think that's what he wanted, but you could not get him to give you a rational answer.
He would
because
lie
he
and
doesn't.
say like he rebought that just to like do a bit. Like he would
Yeah,
he
right,
forgot about
right.
the video and he'd be like, I rebought them just to stick it to you. Like it
Yeah,
wouldn't-
yeah, right,
Well, you
right,
said
right.
it before. He's been at it for years. He's a concern troll.
Yeah,
He would go on
exact- yeah.
Facebook and he'd say, "I'm going to do something to myself," and then sit there and watch, see who's going to say something.
That's interesting. Concern troll. That's probably right. Yeah.
Ollie, come on in, buddy. It's a space left.
Wally, we can work this out. Come on, we'll work it out.
We'll let you shout at us for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Low stress.
Where's Babu? Babu said he was gonna give Wally his secret identity if he just talks to him.
I don't you think?
Well, now he knows who the Hebrew spaceman is.
Well, I think he knew anyway, right?
Yeah, it was no
Did he?
secret.
Yeah.
Even Penny was like, "Oh, we know about you." He confirmed was like, "Oh, we."
Well, I said that I was trolling because Maga Man doesn't know how to troll people who are not afraid, or he doesn't know how to actually troll people that are afraid, and that he only messes with people that are like, "I don't care if you dox me," and then like, "I don't care if you kick me out of a group." Like nobody, all the people who his lethal weapon is to get you kicked out or to whistle blow. And everybody who he messes with is completely open book or like just upfront and honest, and he's just like, "I will expose you." It's like, dude, there's nothing. And then it's like most of the time there's nothing to expose about. He got really
now
lucky.
our last names mean that we're
That's
somebody.
it's like
right,
such a
right.
weak dox. It's
Yeah,
not even a hardcore dox. It's like
And New Yorkers, you know what New Yorkers are like. That's his latest thing.
Yeah, I mean,
all
yeah.
22 million people and.
He's like,
Yeah,
these men are agents of cancel culture. Yet he's the one that always goes and tries to, because we criticize him or comment on his stupid shit. He's the one that tries to go after and have us canceled from wherever we belong, or your 501c will get exposed. He doesn't even know what a 501c is. He's such an ignorant putz.
Yes, I know the law code. I know the law.
What I think his argument is like.
Wait, is that why it's called the 501st?
No, not really.
Because that's fucking hilarious if it is.
But when I first heard that, I thought the same thing. I'm like, it's such a coincidence.
Guys, I gotta jump
That's
off.
funny.
I just want to say goodnight to everybody.
Alrighty,
we get it.
HS.
You have your own practice and you have to get up early.
Oh,
we get it.
second practice.
I gotta
now.
hit the gym in the morning. What's your excuse, bro?
Oh, damn, so edgy.
Yeah,
Son. No, that's
Son.
I'm talking to the wrong person.
Junior.
All right.
I'm gonna let you have my
All right.
dream, son of a bitch.
I don't think it is. I hope not. All right, guys. Peace out. Have
All
a
right.
great one. See
All
you,
right,
man.
all the best, man.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Son of a bitch, fat shaming me. And never forget.
He is an imperial officer. He plays that part very well.
Is that his gig? He's an imperial officer. How did
Well, he does the black, with the black outfit. It's very Nazi-esque.
Kind of like how Wally tries to look without the uniform, like just in the daily, just during the day,
Yeah, but
out
Wally's
there in
around,
all
he's got
black.
curves. He's a soft man. Like Hebrew Spaceman can get away with it.
I just love it. He had the 9/11 insignia T-shirt, and then before he went outside, and it makes no sense to a story, by the way. But before he went outside, he puts on an Under Armour, a belt, a tool belt with a tool belt,
Utility belt.
Yeah, exactly. With like his taser, a baton, and the gun, like a pop gun.
I'm always
Little
packing,
smoke
guys.
bombs.
Look, I'm always packing.
It's like how. So he didn't catch the bike gang that drove by to vandalize his car as he was going out to get the mail moments before when it's just like such bullshit.
But
So
look
is
at
he
that
parking-
complex. There's no those buildings don't have cameras on them anywhere. Like
Yeah, you would think they would, right?
It's so it's I don't know.
So
Not in
normally
my
he parks the other
backyard.
way. Now he's parking this way, hoping that they're gonna break the back window too. I don't understand what's going on.
I don't know who this is. I know who this is. Then we got this guy.
Oh, be careful with him.
Who's this guy?
Once he
Maggot
starts putting those comic book pictures up, they
Who
start
was
getting
seriously
funny.
kind?
Yeah.
I don't have a Wally story.
He starts putting those cartoons having sex and shit.
Hey, Maga Chode, who's this?
Who is a Maga Chode? Not me.
That's
I kind of
Taboo.
saw it with the logo.
Babbles.
Like I think I know who it is.
Oh, you definitely know who it is.
He's one of those sons of bitches from New York. They're all the same.
Goddamn
Every
Star
single
Wars
one.
guys.
You're not part of the Lego army.
What's going on, fuckers?
What's going on, man?
That Lego Star Wars game is actually pretty dope. I've heard good things about it.
Lego Star Wars, yeah, I haven't played it.
Apparently, it's like super epic.
I haven't played it because I'm gonna stick it to Disney by just not buying Lego Star Wars, and that'll really take a dent out of their yearly.
Boycott a
Yeah.
$1 trillion company. That's annoying.
I liked his Gina Carano video because he's like, "Oh, Disney needs Gina Carano." It's like, no, they don't.
Who is that? Who is that?
Come on, MK.
I actually
Come
had
on,
to,
well, I really don't know who that is.
You
I
know.
really
I had
don't
to,
You're an
I had,
SJW.
I had to,
You'd love that show.
I had to Google Gina Carano. She was like an MMR
Right.
fighter or something
You love
at
that.
some point.
Yeah. She was also in a Marvel movie, and then she
Okay.
was in the Star Wars
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, she was. If you've ever seen Deadpool, her like titty comes out.
Oh, nice.
That's true, really. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know who she was. I don't really follow. Like, I know the original Star Wars stuff. I don't follow the.
Yeah. She
I only follow Lori Lightfoot.
And then he's like, "Oh no!" And then she's like, "What?" And her titty is just out.
I think Lori Lightfoot is one of Wally's favorite women too. He seems to like her too. Her and any black politician that's a woman, Wally has a special affinity for. It seems to me.
Yes.
And the one and only true transsexual in his life. I forget her name, but apparently only she counts.
Oh yeah.
Well, you have to have the full operation for Wally to respect you. I think. I think he said that once.
Right.
He's the guy that checks to make sure.
Yeah. When he meets someone for the first time, he's like, Did you do all
He's
this?
the
Okay.
Do you guys remember that old crocodile?
transition inspector.
And he's like,
Buffalo Bill and me.
Inspector.
he like just grabs the dude by the balls because he's not sure.
Wasn't that in a?
Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee. Yeah.
Like,
Those
that's
aren't
balls.
balls. These are balls.
That's Wally.
And just get a cut of him from the live stream saying like, "We're all men here, right? We're all men here. Let me check."
And then he goes, "Okay, guys, I gotta go to the little boys' room. I'll be right back." And he gets like, he said that once. I'm like, "Little boys' room? What are you doing?"
That must have been after one of those big boots.
The Apex Alpha. I gotta go to the boys' room, guys.
He can't say anything. He can't say penis. He can't say vagina.
Peepees. But JJ's is he's
Right, yeah. He does. He has to like come up with alternate words. Self delete.
I mean,
what's for the algorithm? Yeah, and that when he was doing Phantasma said self-delete, and I'm like, no one uses that term except Wally. It's obviously Wally.
Did you see the short Tico Trend video where he says, "Oh, Wally, on the computer you can say anything, but when you meet somebody in real life, you wanna kiss their it's something." It was funny.
I think Tico's coming to get some. Is he in North Carolina? Maybe he's coming to get some.
He would.
Or going to get some, or whatever.
There's a level of bragging or there's a level of taunting that like I think once you get to that level, Tico automatically shows up at your house. Like it doesn't matter like what sector of wherever you are in content creator in the kingdom of YouTube. If you ever start getting prideful, it's all of a sudden Tico just shows up outside with the RPG rocket, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, did I say that about you?"
I fantasize about standing like 50 feet away from Wally's window and like just waving and then taking like a step closer and be like, what is the line, Wally?
They're like you out of focus his window, and then you're like, wait, what's that in the bushes right next to his window? And it's like red pill in the wind. You see wind, and he's closer to where he is than you are. Like
grease and pepper now.
Yeah, you become a voyeur of somebody, another troll like in
You
their
should actually-
fantasy.
you should
You're a
actually go
fantasy
on-
within a fantasy now.
Like
You
I
should
kind
go
of,
on
I'm kind of curious if
Fiverr and
Wally
give
would
them a
like
cardboard
start
cutout
shooting.
of yourself.
Would he start shooting at me? Or would he
Little
call the? I think he would call the cops. He would call the cops right away.
outside.
Does Wally have a car?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
heavily
use it-
damaged right now. But
The one with the window smash.
Grinder dates, probably.
It's not drivable at this moment. I think he said that it's not drivable.
It's right. Yeah, the hole's right in the field of view.
Yeah.
I know how it bounced off his left. Ripped his tire cover on the other side.
Yeah, here we go. This is a quick video.
It's
Also, there's a couple
It
other
was like a
spots here. I'm going to walk the camera around where they literally threw a rock
Those are pellet
right
gun
there
holes, are they?
on the backside of my car.
It was a magnet rock or something.
Now, whatever they threw,
Reflection of his rig.
it ricocheted and went off my tire cover, as you can see there. There's a whole bunch of
There's like
scratches
pellet
and
gun
stuff, and you can
holes.
see that there's a
Wanted rock.
ricochet mark right there.
Ricochet.
Wait, what's
Looks
the
like
school
pellet
in
gun holes.
Hayden,
So what
what's
does
the
all
school
this
in-
mean?
What's the school in X-Men called?
It means that
Gifted.
Yeah, it's
it
like
means
Xavier's.
thanks to
If the
whoever
bikers
did
are from
this,
Xavier's Institute,
I'm
they
probably
were
going to get a whole new
mutants.
paint
They're
job
just
and a
like
brand new
through-
front windshield because of a little thing called insurance.
Yeah, to
And
make
if you
a
think it's going to
Magneto
stop,
mutant throw rocks at Wally's car.
The best part of that video is
Maybe he was the one who did it.
Yeah,
Why
that's actually exactly.
Why
you're
is he
100%
wearing
right.
Elizabeth
Maybe he's
Taylor
one of,
sunglasses?
maybe he wants to be one of those crisis actors.
Yeah, he is Juicy Small. He is Maga Smollett.
Yeah. Look! He's wearing Elizabeth Taylor sunglasses or something. I mean,
Juicy,
come on.
juicy.
Those are ANSI
He's got
safety glasses.
He's got two.
Are they? Well, you know
I
what?
think,
He's OSHA certified, so that would make
That's what I'm
sense.
saying. I think he shot up his car. I think he took off down a dirt road somewhere, got pissed drunk, and shot up his car with his pellet gun.
Well,
and I was
I
like,
think it was
"Fuck!"
us.
And then he has smashed the window with a rock.
Slippery. Petite.
You might not be far off. That doesn't
I
sound.
think
out of the realm of possibility.
the actual windshield might be from his rifle at range because it looks like it does make an impact.
Wait,
you know,
He's got a beanbag gun.
it's a very small like depression right in the middle, and then there's a kind of like a shock wave that's like on the outside. You can see. My specialist over here at the Yam HQ says that's most likely a rifle round. Wally, we're gonna have to arrest you
I bet
for
you
being the.
just like kicked up a rock.
Imagine
and
the
he's like,
cops
how
coming
can I
to
get a
arrest
paint
Wally
job
for
out
being
of
a
this?
vandal of his own car. Like, please remand the suspect into custody.
Wally, if you did that to your own car and you reported to insurance, that's insurance fraud.
Do you wish to
Insurance fraud, yeah.
do you
We're
wish to
gonna
press charges
investigate.
against yourself?
We're going to investigate. We're going to investigate and
Well,
contact your
I hope
insurance
Wally
company.
sees this and he's like, "They said I caused my own damage."
Yeah,
That's a
I
lie."
think. Yeah.
It's his upstairs neighbor.
That's
Threw a rock off his balcony.
Here's my social security number to prove they're frauds.
Yeah.
And then from a year from now, he'll make a video to disprove it, and it'll just be him showing this video and then pausing it and then going, "That's a lie!"
Yeah.
Boom! I did it, and then he'll like.
It's gospel. It's gospel.
I have the receipts.
Or some pack of kids was there, saw that car, and was like, "What's up with your fucking stickers, mister?" He's probably like, "Get the fuck out of here, you little shit!"
Or the
Yeah,
kids
maybe
with
that-
the
maybe
YouTube
that.
channel, and we're like, "Let's throw a rock at his
The
car."
tire
and
cover,
watch
yeah,
him
but the
make
flag,
video.
like who's gonna vandalize the car because of some Canadian American flags?
Yeah, that last-
we hate
I mean, yeah.
we hate the Canadian American support.
Yeah, poor Wally, he bought those flags, and then like a week later, the Ukraine thing happened, and everyone forgot about like Canada and the whole convoy.
He's like, "Damn, that blue and yellow doesn't fit my scheme."
I bet he tried to return it, a torn Canadian flag that had been on his car for a week. Like, no.
I'm surprised he's not. I'm surprised he doesn't have a Russian flag on his car.
Just to make some weird point.
Yeah.
Well, he gives his newest thing now because he's a shock jock. Is now he hopes that Putin drops a nuclear bomb in New York. That's his.
Oh,
latest,
I saw. Yeah.
That's his latest little
right.
thing. He's going to trigger the libs with that one.
Oh man, doesn't he realize his family and loved ones are there still?
He'll get him out before anything happens. It's fine.
He'll reclaim them.
Well, he's gonna walk into the radiation and go and get them.
He would survive radiation. He would just turn into some.
It might help him actually.
Monster. Yeah.
If you
he'd be like the nicest guy in the world afterwards.
It's like the whole country's 9/11 now.
Like when Mr. Burns turns into that alien.
No.
Yeah, but that's a different
The
kind.
glowy.
They've tried everything except radiation therapy on him. The next thing would be like to lobotomize him, probably.
Electroshock.
Yeah, well, he already got electroshock when he tried to. I think he like electrocuted himself trying to get into a live stream once because he was talking, and then all of a sudden he just like left, and then he was like, "Sorry, guys." He was back in the chat like, "Sorry, guys, my internet. So does somebody know how to fix?" Like, we're all his IT workers now. Like, so can somebody figure out?
He's
this
like that
internet?
dude that always electrocutes himself. You ever see that guy?
Yeah.
He's always like touching hot wires and stuff.
Lately, he's been having that afro, that poofed out afro. So I've been thinking he has been shocking himself or something. I don't know. He's picking through his hair just to get a fro.
He would
Trying
make
to
fun
look
of
like
my
Ricky.
beard, and now
trying to
he's
compete
growing a
with me.
beard.
He's trying to be Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
He totally is Ricky. He talks like Ricky.
That makes you Julian, I guess, eh?
Yeah, with my
Patrick
my
fucking
rum and coke
Swayze.
in my hand all the time.
Because you got the Julian hair.
We should get Sifu should jump on.
Slippery's got to be Bubbles because he's got the glasses.
Now Sifu would be like, "What? Why are you picking on? Why are you picking? Why are you picking on Maga Man?" That's what he would do. If he
Maga Man is bona fide. He goes
Bona
hard
fide.
into the paint. He goes.
I got pissed when he said that. When like
Bona fide
Maga Man
badass
was shoveling it, he was just like taking it all in. I was like, "Sifu, you fucking idiot! Come on, man."
Hard in the pain of the handicap spot.
Well,
Win-
it's something about
Win-
receipts, and then Sifu
Win
was like,
tells
"Oh
the
yeah, you
tale-
gotta have receipts." I was like, "You fucking idiot!"
Win tells like a very like lavish tale about how like Sifu and Mega Man get caught in each other's schemes. Like they just like they end up like if they get into a room like it's like something that's not supposed to happen like in this dimension, but like if they ever gotten into a room just alone and started talking, like they would take. So that's why I think that's Win's theory on what happened. Like after he shaved his head, it's like he must have got in a room with Sifu and they must have just started talking and getting like into each other's head, and then like just started blowing things up, and all of a sudden now
They get all Tibetan. Shave their heads
they
and
like
shit.
mind meld through the disc, like through the audio like chat. They're like through the voice chat. They're just like, I understand you on a fundamental level. Yes, blood brother, we meet again. Like, it really is. And then to see him come out with MGTOW Thread and just beg Wally to stay alive, even though Wally cannot leave this world. He cannot leave this world. He's stuck here in purgatory.
Come
But
on
they're
now,
like,
son.
Don't delete yourself. You're a man. Look at you. You're wearing
That's
a
what
shirt.
He whipped out his gun. He was like, he was like this sad man with a gun. Like the gun, if it had it would have went. It would have. Like I have a gun.
Pulls the trigger and it goes
Suffering,
bang with the little flag.
Yeah, right. The flag gets stuck halfway through. That's what it happened.
It's all like drooping.
I like that. You get like the dark Wally, like a montage of like the dark Wally clips, and then it's like an ad for Cialis, and then all of a sudden it's like him like, now I feel so much better. I'm not my mood's improved.
That was
That's
like the
Viagra.
he was on
Now
CBD
I-
gummies. He's like, I've been taking CBD, and he was like a different man. Like, dude, keep on doing that.
For sure.
And I think the bottle went out, and he was like, rah. Back
I don't think he understands.
Monster again.
CBD doesn't get you high.
Whatever it was, he was like mellowed out. He was like, I think he was like, he had to take more and more of them, and then the bottle ran out. He was like, this is too expensive.
CBD
I
is for pain.
Rano action figures if
I wonder if he's
spend it.
seeing anybody. Do you think he's seeing anybody or getting any kind of treatment?
Probably
I don't
from
know.
Larry. Leisure
I feel like
Suit
if
Larry.
he was going to get counseling, he would have mentioned it. He would have been like, I'm getting counseling today.
Oh.
I don't know what the laws are like down there.
I think with that smartphone,
It's
that's
pretty
how he
involuntary up here.
It's how he provokes us. I'm sure however he's trying to self-medicate or something, he's doing it through that phone. That's like almost as important as Alec Baldwin's phone when they wanted it so bad from him during that case. It's like, we want Maga Man's phone.
It's got all his pictures on it.
No.
Oh, he's got like
all the various crime scenes of his
all the
life.
screenshots of all our comments.
40 pictures of scratches on his car, and he probably. I wonder if he photographed the rocks.
60 pictures of his leg.
I gotta delete this video so that I can.
I see
is that
this guy
a G
too.
Pie? Is that the guy? Is that looks like the
guy's
Google
plugged
guy.
in. It's got fucking hairy arms.
It's like, Wally, if you're going crazy and nothing seems to work, try to attach yourself to a live battery.
Guy gets zapped with his Tesla coil.
That's Wally when he's hooking up. I'm hooking up my camera. Ah!
I'm gonna lean right into this.
I think this guy would hate Wally if he met him. He's like, why can you? Like, he's like trying to help him with the wiring.
Motherfucker!
That's probably not dead. I don't know.
He's gonna end up killing himself.
There used to be a couple of these good sites. It was like Best Gore, where you would see like these industrial accidents in like China or India where people actually get electrocuted, and it's like horrifying. It's and it will be like one guy's there, he gets electrocuted, and another guy tries to help him, he gets electrocuted, and it just keeps going down the line. Or some of those favela shooting videos in Brazil. I mean, those are crazy.
Just like the elephant, the first, I think Edison Edison electrocuted an elephant.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. Edison was a DC guy, and then Tesla was the AC guy, and Westinghouse stole all of Tesla's stuff. That was. You ever do one of those barbecue igniters and like grab it in the wrong spot when you're clicking it? It actually it sucks. It's not fun.
I remember the first day of class at computer class, we were showing us how to do hardware. And the teacher unplugs everything, reaches in and fucking electrocutes himself in front of everybody.
That's like that gun safety guy. He was in front of a class.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about. He goes on. He says,
himself in the leg.
He says, "There's nobody in here that's qualified enough to handle a Glock something or other." And then he pulls it out and he shoots himself in the nuts or something.
Fuck.
And I think like his leg is bleeding. He's like, "Well, this is the last time I'll be able to handle a gun. See you later."
And he's limping around.
Oh, this guy's fucking asking for it. Oh, he's getting too close. I'm fucking.
This sounds the best.
His fingers fucking changing
Like,
colors.
I was, I guess, on TV a couple days. They were playing the Jackass movies, and this kind of reminds me of those.
Like he probably has brain damage or something, right? Like you can't have.
He keeps licking shit. It's like this kind of shit will electrocute the fuck out of you.
That's what I noticed about Wally is he's actually like he's just brain damage enough to be perfect for you, like perfect for the YouTube algorithm. It's like something about the way he makes his videos. He always remembers to put the right things in it, but it, in a way, it's just like I don't think it means that his channel grows consistently, but it just is like. Just his formula is like, all right, I'm gonna put this here, and then I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna talk to the camera, and I'm gonna gesture, and I'm gonna do some props, and I'm gonna.
Have you ever wanted to take a bath with? Have you ever wanted to take a bath
he always
with a
gets some
toaster?
subscribers, Wally. He's always rolling with subscribers. They just
I tried making thumbnails like him. I got like it's hard, I tried making one. I was like, this is nice, and then like every single one he's got like every single video he has, he just like crafts the thumbnail. So
his thumbnails are fucking weird though, man.
You got to make a template.
I gotta.
I know it. The most of it is just in like the like the mapping it out, but he probably just like has a folder or something where he's just like sad template or sad my family story, and then it's just like boom, and then it's like angry news article that is just like he
Well,
puts
he
it
only
in
he has like the statue like this, and then he's got the Joker, and then he's got he's got the old man going like this.
time, and it's just like click, drag, paste, and it's just like, yes, God, I
Sometimes
should
he has
not
a
be
screenshot.
criticized.
A lot of them don't even make any sense, though. They're just like only they're an insight to his like insanity, whatever the hell's wrong with him. It's like the thumbnails he comes up with.
Well, no matter what the thumbnail or the title is, it's always going to be the same at the end. It starts off with like 30 seconds of what he wants to talk about, and then it just goes into the ramble.
There you go. Like what the hell is that all about?
That's for sure.
It's like, I don't know.
I want to be just like Maga Man when I grow up.
Yeah, it's a mistake.
Well,
and like the endings are like usually, it's like
There
a
you go,
Chinese food
screenshot.
menu, one from A or one from B. It's like the nuclear bomb going off, or Picard palming his head.
Yeah, there's like he's got like 7 or 8 of the same.
Yeah,
images.
exactly. Or it's the clown on the wheel, I guess, or the frog, or is it the clown, or whatever
Pepe?
it is. Yeah, Pepe, whatever he is, the frog.
you know, if this was the 90s, he'd be on cable public access.
Yeah, for like a night, and then he would compare a black politician to a gorilla, and that would be it.
There's been a lot of crazy shit on public access. They get away with a lot of shit.
It's like who's watching. That's what
Yeah, if you do it at like
What's
3 in the
public
morning.
access?
God damn it, MK.
Back in the day when everybody had cable, there was one channel in every city that was the cable company would have there for you people in the city to just learn how to use TV equipment and shit. So they could do like college studies and stuff
Mm-hmm.
for media. That's how Tom Green got started.
MK trying to trigger somebody.
What do you mean?
Who's the actor in that picture?
I don't know.
So what did you Google to find that picture?
I just googled
Gay
male
bar.
feminists.
Male feminists. Okay.
I was gonna say gay bar because it's a whole bunch of guys in the picture. There's no women there, and it says the future is female. Well, I hope so for that bar.
I hope the future is no. I hope the future is no bars, because like I think alcohol is so bad.
Well, yeah, but they tried to get rid of alcohol, and it just didn't work in the 20s.
Yeah, well, they need to try again and try harder.
People just make that shit in their in their
If they don't
Stop
listen,
it
just
in jail.
if they don't listen, just lock everyone down in their houses. That's how I feel.
Oh,
You're
like
not allowed to
China.
come out.
That'll work.
Like China. They just put a bar across your door. You know what? All the houses in China, the doors open out.
Oh, you can. Well, that's like a fire code thing, isn't it?
For us, it's opens in for fire, so they can break the doors in to come in. In China, it's the other way around. They don't want you getting out, so they put fucking your doors opening out.
Well,
and they put
people
bars
need to
across your door.
listen. People need to behave themselves and listen up and follow the rules, or else,
In
or else
Canada,
they
the
get
doors
it.
have to open in by code.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. Yeah, there was like some big fire, I think, at the turn of the century, and the doors, like, they didn't open right, and like billions of people died. I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, like if the door opens out and the door handle is melting, you're pretty fucked. You're not getting in there. You have to go in through a window.
That's true.
I'm gonna tip out, guys. You guys have a good night. I gotta run.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay, man. Take care.
All right, be good.
Good seeing you.
Same here.
I'll probably wrap it up soon too. I don't want to do.
Oh, you have to get to bed early, Grandpa.
I don't know.
I think I'm a grandfather. I may be a grandfather. My wife has a grandchild. Does that make me a grandfather?
Did you miss the 9 o'clock news?
They still have the 9 o'clock news? You just click on the TV. I mean the internet, and you go.
It's 24 hours a day.
And it was a 10 o'clock.
I like watching India's news in like random countries. And I like seeing how people have exactly different opinions than what I'm used to hearing.
No doubt.
Like I like listening to people who actually support Russia just so I can like hear them.
How about Spanish? You've watched Spanish news?
Not really. I watch the Australian news and I watch Indian news mainly.
Australian and Indian. Interesting. So you must hear a lot of anti-China. China and India don't get along. Not even a little bit. They all stand at the border and look at each other and call each other names and shit. And then they start fist fights and they throw each other off the side of the mountain.
But why is India so pro-Russia? What's to do with that?
Who knows? Lots of shit we don't know about what's going on over there.
Sometimes I wish I was Russian.
In Russia?
Yeah.
Like what, in like the 60s?
Maybe in like the 1930s.
So, pretty much part of the Bolshevik Revolution, I guess. Interesting. Well, you're pretty much living through it right now in the States, bro.
Yeah, what was going on? Didn't Russia have a? Didn't they have an emperor until like the early 19-teens or something? Anastasia, all that jazz, wasn't that?
Franz Ferdinand. Not the band. The guy, he got fucking shot. Started World War One. It's always the Russians and the Germans, man. It's always the Russians and the Germans.
Wally, we're talking about Germans. Come on in, buddy.
Do you have German ancestry hidden?
No.
Hin's not going to tell you that. He's hidden.
What about you, Dan King?
I have a little German in me, yeah.
Cool.
Wally's going to tell you all about my ancestry. I'm sure he's going to dig up my background.
Does Wally think you're Jewish? Does Wally think you're Jewish?
No, he knows I'm not Jewish. Otherwise, he would have called me an HEB in his live stream. Because he calls the other guy that.
Jesus.
But me, he doesn't know what to call me, so he calls me a faggot. Even though he knows I'm married to a woman. That's Maga Man.
I just love how he's like, I had to separate myself from the manosphere because, you know, it's not a good look for them to be the way they are. And it's like, actually, the kind of shit that they're fucking trying to pin on people like me is the kind of shit you go around doing on your live streams. So I'm sure the manosphere is happy to not have you.
Also, good look, shaved head,
well, this is what
stoned,
I'm saying.
drunk, and suicidal. Not a
showing off German memorabilia.
Actually, I think like I
calling
know
everybody names. Like
I know some
on,
of my
dude.
ancestors were we were goat farmers out in California, like in the 18 somethings. That's all I know. So Wally, have a field day with that. Goat.
Whatever
Imagine
TK.
having
Whatever TK, because King
ancestors.
means ditch digger, right? When you look it up in the dictionary, it means ditch digger, right?
Imagine having people come before you.
Yes.
Imagine
Just imagine that. Everybody take a moment and imagine that.
I didn't hear what he said. Imagine what?
People coming before you.
Oh, jeez.
Not in a sexual manner, just like in history.
I can't imagine.
I don't accept the idea of relatives or ancestors.
You can't. That's because you can't.
Or
relate.
even descendants.
So, what do your parents think about that?
What parents? I'm the first.
Good. Perfect answer.
Moses, he just showed up in a fucking basket floating down the river. His mom's like, "Oh, what's this? A baby? Interesting. Just what I need."
I was created in the same lab where they made COVID-19.
No doubt.
Wait, but that means you're like 3.
Well, no, it doesn't because they've been working on it for forever. So.
Yeah. MK, everybody.
Introducing.
Yeah.
You've got believers now.
Well,
next thing you know, you'll have some subscribers.
Oh. Is MK? I don't think I ever checked that MK. MK, you have any content? If I go to your channel, is there anything there?
It's not good content.
No.
You should fill it up with all your little TikToks of your face images, your face app stuff.
I look really horrible on the camera.
You should download all the videos of all the streams you've ever been in and clip all the parts where you're
Everything
being
has to
ignorant.
be perfect if I'm gonna get on camera. Lighting has to be 100%.
You don't have to be on camera.
It never will be, though, and you'll be getting crazy. You just gotta do it. Look, none of us are good-looking people. Look.
I didn't say I wasn't good looking. At least not in this.
Oh no, he's very in love with himself.
I thought you said you were. I thought you said you didn't like the way you look. What did you just say?
Yeah, I did say that to you. But now I'm saying something else.
Okay.
Because now I'm in a different mood.
He's very fickle.
Okay.
He changes everything but genders every 5 minutes.
Oh.
I just want people to address me and tell me what they really think.
Address you as
just
what?
address you.
A general.
I just like testing people, even a negative reaction is a good reaction, and anything I can get out of somebody, like gain an aspect of them, I will take it and I will use it on somebody else. That's my favorite thing. I just like to test people so I can get something out of the conversation and use it on somebody else. I just attach it to my brain. And I just mush everybody together, and so I create this super demon.
That's what I'm saying. You should go to all the streams and download them all and just grab all the parts where you're being real fucking ignorant and put them all together and make the mysteriously kind movie.
It's not me I'm watching. It's not me I want to watch though. It's you I want to watch.
Yeah, but we're talking about you making content.
Mm-hmm.
So just go to all the streams you've ever been in and clip all the parts where you're really fucking ignorant and just put them all together. There'd be hours and hours of content.
Yeah.
And people would be like, the fucking... How could he have such big balls and still have a cracking voice?
I think you should pretend to be an older person interviewing 2 other people. I think that.
I can't do an old person voice.
Yes,
I can't sound like
I've heard you do the voice.
Yeah, I like when you
it.
go. So what do you?
Yeah, you've done it before. When you really, really, really try hard.
Should I get Sifu in here? How can we summon Sifu? No, I don't want to get summoned Sifu. It's too late.
That'd be real easy.
Oh damn, son! I don't think I'm on Discord with anybody.
Sifu is just a pawn in my game of world domination.
Well, a bad place to start
there'll be others after him, and there are those before him too. So he's
Why
one
are you
in the
so fond of
moon.
Sifu?
I'm not. He thinks he's special. It's just
he's absolutely special. He's 100% singular.
There's nobody like that guy.
There is absolutely nobody on this fucking planet that's anything like him.
I just need his energy so I can be better than him, and I can transform, and I can mess with people. Like if I see Sifu be able to get out under somebody's skin, or Sifu can do this, or Sifu can do that, and I will say, okay, I want to do that to somebody else who I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, but Sifu doesn't do what you do to people.
Wally tried to do it, but he didn't.
He
go
does
for
when
the
I
full
antagonize him. He does when I get him to that point. That's the point. I'm trying to test Sifu. I want to see how far I can go and what button I can push. And if there's a new button to push, I want to push that button instead.
Do you think Maga Man has?
I don't want to do the same
slide
and
torso because he wanted to try out before he bought something like a sex doll.
Wait, did you say Sifu bought
Not
parts of?
Sifu, no. Maga Man. Remember, he's got like that torso.
Oh, he just,
It's
yeah,
not.
it was,
There's
it
no
was
head
just
or
the
arms or
vagina.
legs. It's just the torso, the boobs, and the butt.
Well, he
You
just
think
has
he's,
a
like,
vagina.
too cheap?
It's easy to wash that. You're right in the sink. A torso is a big. How do you eat
What does it smell like though?
Oh Jesus! Well, it probably smells really bad now because he was like sticking syrup and Jergens and all kinds of shit in it.
Syrup will probably make it smell good. It doesn't smell like syrup.
Till it starts to mold and shit.
I just want to possess
Fold it
everybody
inside
around
out.
me.
Rinse it out.
Shooting it with pellet guns and stuff like that's.
But I feel like I could be a better version of Maga Man. Like, he's really easy to.
How would you
He's
start?
really easy. He's really easy to mess with. So I just want to like see what he does that ticks people off and mimic the same behavior.
Well, you got to make videos then.
I need to buy a
full
MAGA hat.
circle.
I need a MAGA hat.
At least.
And where does Maga Man live again?
He's in
I need to move.
Carolina.
I need to
watch his
move next.
videos,
I
he'll
need
tell
to.
ya.
I need to move next door to him and like.
He would shoot you. If I hit my camera.
No, he wouldn't, because I would be wearing white face.
He knows what you look like, though.
He'd be like, "There's fucking
No, he
juggalos in my house now. There's fucking juggalos."
He
Shoot 'em."
wouldn't. He wouldn't be able to. He wouldn't be able to recognize me unless I like told him like.
Your face
I
is
would
out
just
there
be
now.
there.
Everybody knows
I know,
who you
but
are.
like, I know, but like, there's a difference in being on a photo and being in person.
Mecklenburg Sheriff's Department will know who you are right away as soon as you move in that building. He would know.
Yeah, while
You wouldn't. You wouldn't know who I was if you wouldn't know who I was if you
You'd be like,
randomly
"Who's
saw
that
me
guy with the
walking,
vitiligo?" And then you
walking
move up
across
closer
your
and you'd be like,
neighborhood.
"That's fucking MK. I know that."
You would. You wouldn't know who I was.
You have a very distinctive look.
Especially after you paste it on so many different face apps. No matter how you
I have a-
contort yourself, I know what your face
How do I
looks
have a
like.
distinct look? What's distinct about my look? I think I can blend in any space.
You look like Michael Jackson before he had all the face surgeries.
I don't think I look like Michael Jackson.
I do.
Can you moonwalk?
No. I don't think I look like anybody.
You look like Michael Jackson before he got the surgeries if he looked like you.
And all I need to do is put like some makeup on spots
And you
that I
could
need
look
to
like
put
Gene
makeup
Simmons
on.
from Kiss.
I feel like what's his name? When Wally did Phantasma, I think he talks about you specifically, MK.
Oh,
Probably.
cool.
I have to like
But
rewind the tape.
if I had a wig on and like contacts and like I put foundation on my face, you wouldn't recognize me though. It'd be
There's only one way to prove that.
That he'd look like Jennifer Lopez. Are you gonna put eyelashes on too?
No, I might put like a hat on or something.
A dress.
Top hat.
A Maga Man hat. A Make America Great Again hat.
A fedora with sunglasses and like a Hawaiian shirt, like
Wally used to wear a fedora.
and some cargo shorts.
Wally would wear the Freddy Krueger fedora out.
Put rocks in your in your cargo shorts so you could throw them.
It's premeditated.
Yeah.
hmm
If they're in
I
your
wouldn't
pocket,
throw
it means you
rocks
thought
at
about
Maga
it.
Man's car though. I'm more the type that I would hit your property with a baseball bat.
Baseball bat.
What about a wiffle ball bat?
Never seen that.
It's like a big goofy kid's bat that's like got air in it. It's just plastic.
I could use a golf club.
You actually could literally pound on somebody and probably not hurt them very
That's
much.
one of Wally's weapons he has in his house is a golf club. He used to talk about it more.
I would bust Maga Man's windows with a golf club.
Golf club.
People say shit about golf clubs, man, but I mean that's a really shitty weapon. You get one swing and it's over.
Yeah, it's like the area that can hurt you is very small compared to the. If you
block
overshoot
that as soon as you
shoot
block
the guy, yeah, it's
I just want to make his life suck.
Yeah.
You'd be better off with a hockey stick. But if you really want to hurt somebody, get a broom ball stick. The broom. Those fucking things are hard. Or a lacrosse stick.
I'm gonna leave a bunch of haunted dolls on Maga Man's porch.
Hockey what?
Haunted dolls.
Haunted dolls.
Oh, that'd be good. You could put it on his balcony, and then he wake up and see it.
Possessed and cursed items I find on eBay.
Stuffed them all in the hole in that windshield. Fill his car
Trilogy
up
of
from the
Terror.
outside.
Remember the Trilogy of Terror? MK doesn't remember the Trilogy of Terror.
I have that on my channel. It hasn't been struck yet. I've had like 3 movies taken down recently.
Really, like obscure?
Yeah, the Mutilator got pulled down.
I bet somebody buys it and then they like.
Then they scour looking for it.
Yeah, they
but
look
usually
after they buy it.
They're not part of the algorithm. But I'll notice if I start getting a big spike in views, it's because someone's found it and they've put it on Reddit to show everybody where it is, and then the Redditor people find it and they rat me out.
Is that a copyright strike? Or they just take it away and slap you on the wrist?
It's not a strike. It's they block the video. Most times it's just they keep the money if there's any money to be made. But I'm not monetized, so if anything, it'll throw an ad on and then they get paid. And by throwing the ad on, it actually promotes the channel. Because then people actually see the videos and then they come to my channel.
Do you think Maga Man will ever move back to New York, like in his lifetime?
I was actually thinking about that because, like, he spent so much time shitting on it.
I bet
and
you
I'm
it
thinking,
wouldn't be by choice.
Like maybe at some point in the future, like like maybe his parents pass away and he's got to go and clean up things. Like, would he move back into their apartment? Like, I don't know.
Maybe it's 40 years.
State
Maybe
that
it's
he's in decides they don't want him there anymore because
maybe it's 40 years later.
Cost.
He probably can't because I think he used to brag about ripping up court summonses. So he may be like a wanted man in New York. So he probably can't.
Yeah, if he didn't go to court, he's gonna have bench warrants.
Yeah, somebody said, I never researched it, but somebody said if you're wanted in New York for some bullshit and you go to North Carolina, they can't extradite you for like family court shit, not like real shit. Obviously,
well, because it's the state. The state would have to actually go into another state and kidnap you. If it was federal, they can go anywhere and grab you.
Right, sure.
But yeah, the states they they have rights, but if he has to go there for any reason, he's got to sweat. As soon
I
as
think
he crosses the border.
They were summoning him to family court for something, and he'd be like, "I'm not going there." But like, I don't know what they were trying. They were probably trying to monkey with his.
What if you get a speeding ticket in Canada, but you live in like Michigan or something?
You could probably just get away with it. You probably just never pay it.
They send you a bill for it, and then they'll run you through a collection agency if you don't pay it. So then you start getting all those harassing phone number calls, and then your fucking credit score goes down and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, but Canadians are always nice, so they just be like,
"Who needs credit? Why do you have to have credit
just
to
nice
buy
to
a
your
house
face.
Why do you have to have credit? Like, what's the point of it?
Because of inflation.
I don't need credit.
And what the fuck is inflation? It's a cause of using too much credit. It's a fucking
I can just use cash. Who needs credit? What's the point?
because like this is what they like. I'm sure people telling you because you're young. Like that's the big thing, establishing credit. Because it's just if you have to take out money ever in your life.
It used to be about getting a house.
Yeah,
you can forget
Loans
about
and
that,
shit.
MK. That ain't happening for you.
Should I invest a lot of money into something and like?
No.
Yeah, my channel. Let me put up a Patreon or something. What do the kids do these days? PayPal's, Cash App?
Cash App.
OnlyFans?
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
no, that's a different thing.
Only Mans.
Is that still a thing? I feel like they kind of I think they shut it down or modified it or something.
No, they were gonna change it, but they reverted back.
All they did was they just started reporting to the IRS, so you can't just go on there and take money and expect not to get taxed for it. So a lot of people complained when they found out, oh shit, the IRS knows, and they're like, yep, and here's your whole bill for the last 2 years you've been streaming.
That's why people
money.
need to get into. That's why people need to get into human trafficking. Like,
get into it. Get in on the ground floor.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's lots of OnlyFans that's what it is.
yeah, imagine
the
being
new mail order bride system.
Imagine being
hostile.
chained to like 20 other people, and you're like in this sex cult or something in like Mexico. Like, wouldn't that be the greatest thing ever?
Apparently, there was a place by me. It was right next to the Chinese food place that I always
I was
go
gonna
to.
say
It was like
it
a
sounds
strip
like New
mall,
York.
and it was like a massage parlor place, but they shut it down because there was apparently human trafficking going on. They had to like.
That's who was doing the rub and tugs.
Yeah, so that was like they the way they busted it, they did it all at once. Like they didn't want to give them any kind of warning because they were worried that they were gonna like shuffle these people off in the middle of the night. So they like kicked in the door. But it was a place like I get Chinese food from. I was like, Jesus, right next door.
And you see Mario Cuomo was walking out the back door.
Well, the place, like, it's funny. Like they completely gutted the place, and like it's like there's a for sale sign in the window, but they gutted it, which I thought was funny. It was like there's nothing hiding. Like you could look in and see the entire space. Like they ripped down everything. Like nothing to hide here.
They got
Because
rid
apparently
of the
they found like an
cockroaches from the
illegal apartment
restaurant.
where they were keeping people in there. Human trafficking. You would love it, MK. Human trafficking.
I think there was people doing that above me, like what? Like
Have you ever been to a
20 years
Mexican
ago,
brothel?
man? It sounded like there was 100 fucking people living in a 1-bedroom apartment, man.
Yeah.
I would love to go to like the really sketchy parts of Mexico.
I'm sure they'd love to see you.
Go ahead. It's probably cheap. The dollar goes a long way down there.
I'll probably get robbed, but that's why I won't
Probably.
carry any. That's why I won't carry any cash.
After you just said that, fucking, why would you need credit for anything? You got
I know,
cash.
but I'm saying I wouldn't have anything on
Going
me
out
at
for
that time.
Chinese food.
Yeah.
I
you
just
gotta
wanna
have
walk
cash
in the-
if you're going for Chinese.
I just want to walk the neighborhoods.
You'll get you'll get stoned like Maga Man's car.
Stoned. He's got the evidence. He's got the rocks. Wally, come on in, buddy.
Maybe that's what needs to happen to Maga Man. Maybe he needs
I
to be
just love
shipped to
that
Mexico.
that one time when he pulls up the paper and he's like, I've got receipts, and he shows it and it was actually an invoice. It wasn't a receipt. It was an
What was that for?
invoice. It was an invoice for not paying his dues for the Masons.
yeah.
I'm like, that's not a receipt, that's an invoice.
Every time he goes to expose people, that's his receipts. It's just the people complaining about him, or shit like that, like a bill. Like,
Have you ever went on
paid
a
it.
Have you ever went on a date and not paid the bill or ran out on the bill?
No.
Yes.
Why not?
Because
there
I
was
like
more
to
than
think I'm
me.
an honest person, and the rest.
Who cares about being honest? That's so boring.
Said the sociopath.
I don't understand why more people don't do that. Like, just run out, just leave.
Well, because then there'll be like the fucking pharmacies. You won't be able to get into the restaurants.
Do you have to
Getting out-
tip?
Getting out will
Do you
be
have
just
to
as
tip
hard.
waiters in Canada?
You don't have to, but it's not a good idea not to.
Why not? What are they gonna do? Cry about it?
I hope you're never eating there again. They're gonna remember that shit. Everybody else is
Yeah,
leaving
that's a one-time
15% of the
thing.
bill, and then you don't leave anything on your bill. They're gonna look at you. They're gonna remember your face. The next
And then
time you
a
come,
few months later, you'd be out with friends, and you'd be like, "Hey, let's go to this restaurant," and it'll be the
Mhm.
place that you like left, and you'd be like, "Well, we can't go there," and it'll be an awkward conversation. It's not worth it, man. I'm telling you.
Oh well, I'll be wearing my I'll be wearing my disguise.
Your disguise, yes, okay.
Maybe that time I'll be a cowboy, and the other time I'll be an astronaut.
Because cowboy, because that's not like all of a sudden somebody walks in with a 10-gallon hat.
man,
and chaps.
he's all over
Howdy,
the timeline. Fuck. First you're a cowboy, then you're an astronaut. Fuck.
Astronauts can't eat in a diner because they got the helmet, unless it flips up, and then you could. Astronaut.
Well, I guess you'd have like a feeding tube. I guess you could like sip it through a straw.
Unless you mean like just like the jumpsuit, like they're already in the space shuttle or whatever, and they're in the jumpsuit, like just
Stay away from my feeding tube. I don't want your COVID germs on my feeding tube. And then you just dip it into a big bowl of some kind of slop.
There's an astronaut here. Okay, as long as it's not that cowboy, because the cowboy stiffed us last week. The astronaut's fine.
Fucking cowboy, yeah.
But also, like, how much does it cost to have an astronaut costume? Just pay for the food. It's cheaper. Because you can only use the astronaut costume once, so it's the same as buying food. Your plan doesn't make any sense, MK.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I need to like the budget.
You think when Maga Man goes to the diner and orders his eggs and breakfast, he gives a wink to the waitress and taps his gun and looks at the guys coming in the door? I got you covered.
Maybe I can do a budget. Like maybe I can just go to Party City.
Oh, for the costumes.
When the guy puts the bill down, you just pop a couple party favors at him. And he's like all distracted. You run out the door.
Oh, like a distraction. Yeah.
Yeah. Party crackers.
Smoke bomb.
The guy's like, what the fuck was that?
People might think there's a gun and freak out.
Just go, he's got a gun really loud, and then pull the party cracker. Everybody's like, ah! They all start ducking.
Well, I think I'm going to call it. It's getting late.
Sounds
it's bleeding into my I only have X amount of time to live stream because I only have the free version.
If you learn how to do it the way I do it, you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, but you still get well,
you just
you're
can't
like
see
pals
the chat
with
the same way. You have to change some things, but
oh, well, I'll have to figure that out. All right, MK, do you want to say goodbye? Do you want to do anything? You want to plug your channel, your content?
I hope everybody has a good night. I will see you guys maybe next year, or maybe I won't come back for like 10 years.
Okay.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
I'll probably run away to Vegas and like meet a prostitute and like get eloped, and then like I'll have this whole divorce and like 5 kids, and then by the time you see me again, I'll be a totally different person. But bye.
Triple H.
That'll be a great story. Okay, man. See ya. MK, everybody.
I guess we'll see him. We'll see him tomorrow, no doubt.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
10 years to the day. Yeah, that's all I gotta say is tomorrow night. Be there, be square.
Oh
10
yeah.
p.m. Eastern. 4-letter Friday.
Thanks for coming on. That was cool that you showed up.
Thanks for having me, man.
Sure, man.
Peace out.
See you. Bye.
You gotta be faster.
What? Who? What? Oh, am I removing you? Or
You
I don't know how this goes.
Oh, you wanted me to? Okay, hang on.
Oh, is that the deal?
Bye.
You remove people? Okay. I'm learning. This is why I stole your introduction. Anyway, that's the show, everybody. Thanks for coming on. I'm too lazy to go and thank everybody who's in the chat, but you know who you are. Penny, of course. And, Maga Man, it's just me. Come on in. I'll give you a few minutes. I'm not going to give you a few minutes because it's too late. Anyway, that's it, everybody. Thanks for showing up. And I'm not sure about next weekend because it's spring break, and my kid is usually at a residential school. He's going to be with me all next week, so I don't know if I'm going to have a show next Thursday. But I'll play it by ear. Either way, I'll make some kind of announcement or something on my channel. But so yeah, maybe no show next week. But then we'll just pick it up next week. Or I have a feeling I'm going to say all this, and Maga Man's going to do something outstanding that we're going to have to talk about. So I may do a live stream with my kid here. So, but whatever, I'll let you guys know. And thanks again. And so that's it. So see you guys later. Bye.